Are we live?
All right, we're live.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties there. Put a message in the chat, but it was a little late. But we are now started and good to go. So just a quick overview of the things we covered in episode 1. You can go back and watch just the beginning a little bit of it if you want to know a little bit more about what we're doing here, what we're about, and some of the people that have helped us get this together. But we are Healing Potions Not Included, a D&D stream here on Twitch. We'll be uploading our VODs on YouTube, and we are trying to get Spotify and a couple of other podcast locations set up soon. So hopefully we can get that to you guys. Just a quick disclaimer before the show, we are definitely a adult show, so view with some discretion. There are some links in the description of some creators and people who have helped in the community to bring this together with us. So that we can bring you guys a pretty, decent show here. But with that being said, anybody else have any announcements or anything they want to take care of first? I think we should be pretty good to go here. Everything going well over there, AJ?
I think we're good, yeah.
All right. So, last we left off, the three of you had been investigating a murder in the town of Saturi. You had come into the town as the bell was ringing, and some people had an announcer was telling everybody that there's another found dead. It was a family of several. There was a survivor this time. And with some investigation, you notice it was kind of a mess in the house. Blood everywhere, very kind of a gory scene. Eventually did some investigating around, following some foot tracks in towards the forest. You talked to the leader of the town guard, a dwarf.
Luca?
I think Luca was actually one of the side one here. Let me... No.
Luca was a dwarf.
Was it Luca?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was Luca. You're right. Haha, good recalling. Yeah, the captain of the town's guard, and it's not a town, I should say, it is a village. It's very small. There's maybe 40 civilians living there with some military presence. Just to recap some people from episode 1. But Luca was in charge of dealing with this happenstance. They also investigated another member of the town, Leonard, who gave them some information on the other 2 times that killings have been happening recently. With that investigation brought the knowledge that there was definitely some Fey presence from our Vadamin, or in Fjolvardian tongue, in common, it is Monster Hunter, essentially. But with the help of the tool that... Torvar carries. Wolf, man, drawing blanks today. With the tool that Torvar carries, the charm belt, it let them know that there was definitely a Fey presence in the house where the murders had happened. Investigating further and finding some knowledge from Leonard, they found out that they were redcaps, murderous mushroom Fey that are spawned from blood and vengeance. Upon learning this, they rushed back to the house where the murder had happened to find several small baby redcaps had taken out a guard there and were about to take out some more. They intervened there, managed to stop that, and then they went back to the second murder house where they found some almost adolescent type redcaps where they had to dispatch some of them as well. And that's when they had an old man was with them who led them to the place where the first one happened, who they have not actually learned the name of yet.
We learned his name, we just didn't ask.
Don't know his name yet. But a cleric gentleman who helped heal Singard a little bit from some of their battles and brought them to the forest edge as they followed trails from the first murder towards it. Upon getting to the edge of the forest, they notice another one of these dangling hands that looked like they were slowly moving up and down in the trees, and then it dropped to the ground, and Singard went to investigate. Upon getting too close, it wrapped itself around Singard's leg, grabbed him up and pulled him through the trees like a toy. Being an 8'6" heavy-set person, it's kind of a terrifying feat. And as this was happening, fog was beginning to set in. This thick, obscuring fog that you could barely see through. Luckily, they had some torches on them, burned away some of the fog that was around them to allow them to find each other before definitely running away from the forest of darkness and Fae back towards the town. And as they were walking away from the forest, once they got outside the forest edge, they realized that the town was discordant, seemingly out of place. Some of the houses were crooked, off balance. They walked past one that was upside down, and that is when Torvar, who had not previously known, was feeling this burning kind of down by the charm belt, looked down and realized that the charm for Hag was lighting up. At this point in time, that is where we left off. I need Singard, and I need Corvin. New campaign, we're still learning character names. Corvin to roll wisdom saves for me.
Wisdom
Yep.
saves?
Torvar, you are not having to make this effect because you have something that prevents it, or at least pulls you from it.
Cool. I did not know that.
Is this against disease or poison,
No.
perhaps? All right.
It is magical in nature, though, so if you have magic resistance or anything like that, this does apply.
So- Nice. 17.
A 17?
Yes.
You save.
That is-
You notice the buildings now, and you notice how different they are.
Okay, cool.
A critical fail.
Okay. To you, you're walking into a foggy, closed-door town. Now, given that you know that you close your doors at night, you don't come out kind of thing, it's kind of normal because it is, at this point, evening. The sun has set by the time you're coming back into town. And the fog is super thick, so it's hard to see anyways. But all the doors are closed, the houses look normal. You're not alarmed in any way. However, Corvin and Torvar, you both notice the strangeness of the way the things around you.
Yeah, we saw an upside-down house or something, didn't
Yes, with
Yeah, like
and it was like balanced too, like evenly balanced upside down.
we? Like, so it... Like on the tip
Like the point,
of the roof,
the point of the roof.
just upside down.
What the?
Some of them are because some of the houses aren't built with a pointed roof because that's
Uh-huh.
kind of a hard thing to do if you're not a skilled carpenter. Some of them are just aslant, so they're like up and crooked. Yeah.
Cool.
But as you are walking further into the town, you can tell that there's the stench, not of, snow and of mud, because it's got this very light snow on the ground right now. But instead of like the putridness of a swamp is starting to flow into your nostrils.
Okay.
You've got that like decaying plant matter smell is starting to come in.
Is
Now,
that hitting me too?
yeah, both of you know what's going. You know that this is not normal.
Okay.
Singard, you're just oblivious to the fact that this is happening. You don't smell a change. You feel like this is exactly how the town should be. You're still alarmed from the stuff that happened in the forest as well.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, you just got pulled to the trees.
I'm
Startled from that.
Still thinking about that.
Maybe that's why you weren't paying attention as well. Got caught off guard a little bit, but yeah. So, with that knowledge, is there anything that either one of you would like to do?
I turn around and look at the two next to me and just kind of something's going on. This town's not.
What do I know about hags?
Well, it depends on. Why don't you make let's make a history check for you.
Cool.
I'd say this merits that.
Not my best.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, 19.
19? Well, considering they are one of the more prominent types of Fae that are dealt with, whether violently or not, with the Vatamin, not all hags are bad. That is the first and foremost. Just because they are a hag does not mean that they do bad things.
Okay.
And typically, the hag will form in a coven if it wants more power, or it'll be on its own. In either case, they're magical creatures that are of fey nature, that are kind of, some of them are twisted and deformed, some of them change their shape, some of them, change other people's shape indefinitely. They make deals and bargains and curses. They're a typical hag from more D&D lore. The thing that is different about them, however, is that some of them can alter the place that they are in to be almost like a demi-plane, just through the magics of setting up like a barrier around their place.
Okay.
This fog is lovely.
So to this point, you find
Oh, the old
notice
guy's still
that-
with us.
yeah. The old orc is there. Well, I'll be heading home. Seems like we're done for the night. And he begins to
Hold
walk
on.
away from you.
Wait.
Hold on. There is something wrong. If you hadn't noticed.
I mean, it's dark. It's time to go home.
Do you notice this, Torva?
Yep.
Singard? Do you know?
I have no idea what you were talking about.
I point at the upside down house.
The upside, yeah. Or any of the number of them.
What does that look like to you?
Do I see
No, you see it upright.
a house?
Hey, old man, what? Whose house is
Dennis.
that? Didn't ask.
Didn't ask Dennis.
Who lives at that house right there? By the way, I forgot.
I think that's the Trysts.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You could see the carving on the door a little bit. There's some changes in it.
Good to know.
You see this on the house, though now it's upside
Yeah.
down. On the top right of the house, there's this tiny little carving that looks almost like it's an identifier for the door. And it's kind of starting to, it looks like they're just starting to carve it out and make it look kind of nicer.
The charm that I have that was reacting.
It's not like a searing you, by the way.
Yeah.
It stung you, but it didn't burn you.
Okay.
Kind of thing. It was like a kick you out of the nature of that.
I'm gonna take it. Is it glowing or anything?
Yeah, it is glowing quite a bit.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm gonna show it to Singard and Dennis and say, to Corbin and say, this means that there is a hag nearby. Does anyone here know anything about hags?
Do I?
roll a history check.
All
I
right.
do the same.
All right, go ahead.
Oh.
You have advantage on this check.
Okay.
No. As a matter of fact, it's not even glowing. It just looks like solid iron. I'm surprised you're so worried.
Natural 20.
Of course.
Solid 8.
Total of history check, right? 24.
Yeah. Total of 24. You know a fair amount about hags. You know that typically around their huts, the landscape can change. They start getting illusory things, or they keep very strange pets. Oftentimes they have a bad rap for it, but they adopt children. They don't necessarily abduct children, but they do adopt parentless children of many different kinds of creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Not just, the typical races that are sentient, but they're known to adopt fey creature children. And they do keep the area around their house hidden on purpose to stay away from people.
Okay.
So for this to be happening right here, right now, is incredibly strange.
Okay. Do I know of any hags in the area?
In the area, I mean, you would know that they are in the area
Just
based with
they
your
usually-
relationship, but you stayed away from them because that was the recommendation of Rampage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But, other than that, I don't know of any, like, current circumstances that would bring this to the town.
I mean, unless they were a good hag, maybe. I mean, you don't know the particulars about this one or why they would be here or what they were doing. Typically, if somebody wanders into the forest, then it's fair game. They don't come out of the forest. There would have to be a reason for them to come out. And right now, you don't see or know any reasons of why they might be coming out,
Okay.
other than maybe the murders.
Oh, all right. Well, Toro, I guess since you're the only one who really knows or has an inkling about what's going on. As far as I know, the hags around here tend to just do their own thing. I don't know why one would come into town.
Well, clearly, their own thing is messing with us at this point.
Also, from what you know, for there to be multiple hags in an area is kind of scary. That means they are more powerful by nature.
Do you know how many are in the area?
Let me ask my inner thoughts.
I mean, based on your previous history check, I would say you know that there's 5 or 6 within a 2-mile radius of the town.
2 miles.
Yeah.
Are we talking about magical miles or like?
No.
Like nautical miles?
Nope.
Well, I mean,
I mean, the forest is super dense, and it is a place for fey creatures. So again,
Yes.
if they have their own demiplanes, just because they're 2 miles within
Yeah.
the radius of the town, does not mean that they are close to each other.
yeah.
They could be
okay.
2 miles apart on the edge of that circle.
If I recall correctly, I'd say about 5 or 6. In about 2-mile radius. I'm not sure which one. I just avoided all of them.
Why would anyone live here?
In Fjolvard, that would require a hunting party.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that bad actually. Most of the time, it's pretty calm. Well, this is the biggest thing that happened so far. It's been calm all my life.
The way you've described these things, they are not pleasant in the slightest.
I mean, everywhere has their ups and downs. This just happens to be if you walk into the forest, you never come back.
Well, this close to the forest, I'm sure we're bound to see some interesting things. Do you know why any would be in town?
They usually don't openly. I'm sure.
Right. Well,
Guess if we find them, we can ask. Hopefully they're nice.
An extroverted hag. The most dangerous kind.
How many have you met?
This will be the first.
okay. Great.
What? You're the monster hunter. What do we do?
Oh, God damn it.
This is your area of expertise.
Does the... What we do is find much more experienced hunters than myself to take care of basically a coven.
Well, given the fact that we are in town right now, and so is this thing, I think you are the one to deal with it, and not someone else.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna take out my book and see if I have anything on hags.
All right, you open the book.
Yep.
Let's see if you have anything about it. Literally at the top of the page, it says "Handle with extreme caution." Known to be kind of like not eccentric, but like the worst version of it, like crazy, hard to handle. very particular in their ways and their nature.
Okay.
It also says that typically you want to bring somebody who can stop their charms on people or see through their illusions to deal with them, because you will not find them unless they want you to find them, if they're in their demiplane kind of things.
Okay. I will take out my charm ring, and I'm gonna. What are those, like, 2 sticks you use to find
Tuning,
water? Dowsing rods.
dowsing rods,
I'm
yeah.
gonna like see if I can sort of dowsing rod. Does it like glow hotter or vibrate more if I go in a certain direction?
It's pretty much just all the time glowing. Because
Yeah.
what it's picking on is the
Right.
energy of the hag,
Yep.
which is all the time in the demiplane.
Yep.
So it's not really giving you a direction to go.
Cool.
Are you trying to sense magic?
A very specific type.
Oh, maybe I can help.
For that,
Oh, okay.
Torvar, you hear this ever so faint, off in the distance of the fog, this
Nah, I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna ignore it.
That didn't happen.
No.
and then this like sounds like a bee's wings or a fly's wings or something.
Damn, I have good ears.
Well, I mean it's a lot louder than flies,
Yeah.
but it's a very fast vibrating insectoid wing beat.
Okay.
Cicadas.
Does
Bigger.
anyone else hear that?
Hear what?
I'll point towards the direction of the sound.
Hey, all of you listening, go ahead and make a perception check, both of you. And then-
I
if you
cast
want to.
detect magic.
Detect magic? Technically everywhere you're standing there's magic. So there is a magical aura in the area, as well as no, that's what you do with detect right now.
Okay. Can I try and focus in on is the fog
What's that?
natural? Can we deduce that from detect magic?
Can you deduce if it's natural? You can tell if it's so technically
it
the
like-
landscape,
Yeah,
the air, the fog, everything that's going on seems unnatural and gives an air of magic.
Oh, okay.
It is definitely some kind of spell
Oh, okay.
or
A 9.
magical effects. A 9? No.
Sorry, you said perception.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't hear anything at all.
That's really not surprising.
18.
18? You do. You hear the wing beat off in the distance.
Does
Oh.
Dennis hear anything?
Dennis is an old man.
You were gonna say Dennis is dead.
Dennis,
went
looking
home.
at Dennis to see if Dennis notices anything, you do see that Dennis actually has like a lot of battle scar wounds and has probably heard loud enough noises or had enough damage to. It's not that Dennis is just old, but
One too many fireballs going off next
To
to
be
the
honest,
head.
he didn't even hear us tell him to wait.
Okay.
I mean he is looking around like trying to figure out where to go right now.
Yeah, I do hear that, Torva. I do.
Why is it just you and I?
Well, I live around here, I guess, and you're the talented monster hunter.
Part
Yeah.
of that is true.
I think Singer just swings something around and hits.
You hear it
stuff,
again.
Occasionally.
It might be due to my cloak I'm wearing.
So, I mean, he hit those branches pretty well.
Or that.
I'm gonna
Oh,
draw my shield and axe.
what makes noises like that?
Nothing.
Well, that
good.
was a frog. That was definitely a frog.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm
oh,
just
frog.
bad at frog noises. You heard,
no,
you
no,
know,
no. We're talking about like a tiny frog, or we're talking about like a
like a
huge-
toad,
like a
toad.
5
No,
foot
no,
tall
like a
frog?
creature like that big. Like you just
okay.
hear it nearby. It's not like it's like more like ambient noise. If it was bigger, I'd make a louder noise.
Okay.
Maybe.
I guess. Do we go towards it?
On that, I will take out my
The
double
hags in your area, or
Which direction did you heal again?
I'm ignoring Singard right now because I know he's just gonna run off.
We should. Honestly, I don't know. Being this close to the forest, it could be anything, and well,
Do I hear this?
Sounds like it's coming
Everybody
towards us.
does hear some large footsteps coming towards your direction
I definitely tell
from
this
down
is
the
a
road.
Natural fog.
Do I see anything coming from that direction?
Not yet. Fog's
No.
too thick.
Too thick?
Do we?
Yeah, it's just, you hear it's footsteps. They're loud, large, big footsteps.
Do we still have torches lit?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I will hold my shield in the two hand or the double.
Yep.
The shield and the
Torch at the same
torch
time.
in one hand
Yeah.
and walk forward a bit.
You kind of like wave it up a little, trying to like burn away some of the fog that's nearby, and you see this. I want to say like a good 3 to 4 feet taller than Singard and about twice as wide. Thing moving through the fog towards you. It's very kind of like round in nature,
Cool.
and as it walks, you hear this thump, but also this like. So it's like.
Seeing that, I am going to yell, "Be you friend or foe?" in giant.
In giant. Ooh.
Under my breath, also in giant, I'm gonna just say, "Please be friend."
There is no response, but you do hear some warbling back.
Warbling. Yay.
Warbling?
It's like
Oh, jeez.
I do not like that.
Your grammar could use some work.
Is that even?
through the fog, you see this massive 10, 11, 12 foot toad thing standing up. It's got this like angry big horns kind of like that come up almost like eyebrows. And it's just its big old throat, you know.
Jiraiya.
Called it.
It's standing there too. Does have hands too that bend, and big webbed feet, kind of like slimy looking still, and it just looks at all of you.
I say out loud in Sylvan.
Go ahead.
Does anyone understand what's going on? And I look around. In case anything else replies.
So is anything replying?
Right now, no.
At that was
Oh, jeez.
Goody. Frog legs.
and I'll ready my axe.
The frog's not attacking, right? Or the toad?
Not
Sorry.
yet. It starts to turn around.
Did it gesture towards
Yeah,
us?
it like made like a grabbing motion towards you, and then starts to turn around, and then starts
it
walking
wants some
into
milk.
the fog a little bit, and then it turns and looks, and you see one of its like massive toad eyes, and it just kind of like.
They seem friendly. Perhaps we should go.
I
Sure.
I start following the toad.
Every fiber of Torvar's being is screaming no right now, but all right.
All right. Well,
You should probably go home, old man. You speak toad too.
You don't need anything, right? You look still fine. Your wounds seem okay.
I'm fine.
Good. Nobody else looks wounded at all, right?
Nope.
Okay. Have a good night. He starts like walking away into the fog.
Keep my eyes on the toad.
Yeah. He just told the dude to wander off. He will go.
Go home.
Yeah.
In my,
He doesn't think anything's wrong.
Yeah, in my mind, there's
Exactly.
nothing wrong.
But you start following the toad.
He's just gonna go home to his house that's now made entirely of flesh.
And he'll sleep a perfectly good night.
Torvar and Corvin. What are you two doing?
I will fall second.
Okay.
I guess I'll take up the rear.
Just standing in
follow
the
this
fog,
big ass toad.
All right. The toad keeps walking into the distance. You guys are walking for like a good minute or two before off in the distance you see this like faint glow in like a couple of different spots. Kind of like these, as you get closer, window shapes. They're kind of circular with the plus in the middle. And you get closer and closer, and the fog starts thinning out. And off in the distance, sitting on this little hill, kind of comes up to a couple of dead trees nearby, blackened with what looks like lightning or burning of some kind. This misshapen, fairly crooked, holes in some of the parts of it shack. You see these herbs and like garlic and all kinds of swamp stuff, mugwort, everything that you could need to craft, concoct, brew stuff, and they're like drying outside, which they shouldn't be able to do right now. But you can tell that they are pretty dry from this distance. You see the door right at the front of this shack, just kind of. And you see the edge of a rocking chair just kind of like creaking back and forth inside the house. You can't see anything in it right now, just like two toes.
I've played Dark
Sorry,
Souls. I know this is a trap.
Isn't that called dirty?
Your clothes? I mean, not particularly. You haven't fallen down or anything.
Okay. Torvar, since you're behind me,
Yep.
you see me kind of like rub my wrist a little bit, and a flicker of like of teal kind of arcane energy just kind of flickers over me real quick, and then I look slightly cleaner.
Slightly cleaner. Okay.
Still grimy, just
You,
not dirty.
yeah, no, you look like you're covered in mud
Yeah.
because you
All right, filthy. I'm
Yeah.
filthy.
literally ate forest floor.
Like all the dew and all the dirt on my boots and stuff just disappeared.
Okay.
As you get closer to the frog, smells like frog, and if you haven't smelled what a frog smells like before,
Chickeny fish.
Sorry, I don't remember the last time I
Sure.
sniffed a frog.
yeah. I mean, swamp. They smell like swamp for the most part. It's not so bad, but
swamp chicken.
it's still you can smell it. Frogs smell pretty bad
Swamp chicken.
sometimes. I mean, some people like the smell, but not me.
Last I heard it was kiss a toad, not sniff a toad.
But as you get closer to the shack, you do smell that there's actually some food being cooked, almost like a stew or a soup of some kind.
Okay. You're in the lead. What do you do?
I'll just,
And then
I'd
the
take
toad kind of like stops,
I
and
take a
then
pause when the toad did.
turns and steps back a little bit. And it just backs away into the fog.
Well, that's the first time I followed a toad.
Somehow that
Just,
surprises
and I
me.
keep walking up to the house.
All right.
Jeez.
Okay. What are you doing, Magic Man?
Corbin is debating if that was called Misty Step or not, as he does not yet know what that is. But he assumes it's stepping into the mist. He will just kind of.
And suddenly Corvin's death was swift and abrupt.
He just kind of nervously like shuffles his backpack around and kind of tightens it a little bit, and just kind of like shrugs and say, "Well, we should probably say hi."
Come on!
All right. Let's go.
You just walk in. walk up to the house.
Well, I'll wait for them to be right behind me.
You do notice that the doorway to the house is quite small as you approach it. It's maybe like a 5'5" kind of height, so it's even small for Torvar.
I'm not getting through that door.
Yeah, as you get closer, you specifically get closer, it kind of grows to your size.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You've attuned to the house.
The door is kind of like wood planks that are like uneven, and there's like a hole in it. You know, you think like Shrek's shack.
Definitely a fixer-upper.
Yeah, though without the giant stump on top.
That stump added class.
All right. What do we see?
Yeah.
what's inside?
Well, as you approach
Poking
and
my
you get up
head
inside, you notice inside there's a bunch of these ropes with different like bones attached to them. Some of them have like these webbed designs, essentially dream catcher type looking things that are hanging around on the inside of the hut. You notice that there is a few dried creatures hanging in there as well, like a weasel, like a chicken that's been plucked and is ready to be, eaten. As you kind of look in too, the chicken like looks at you a little bit and then goes back to hanging upside down. And you see this sweet old little lady sitting in a
I hope you
chair.
realize that I'm going back now and making that my ringtone.
In a chair that's definitely twice her size, wide in height, just rocking back and forth and knitting a little bit. You see on the fireplace there's a pot of stew. It's kind of small. It's probably a single person,
The light in here is by a single firelight.
Yep.
Is she silhouetted?
No.
Looking over on the wall, does her shadow cast the same as her figure?
The chair has a shadow. She does not.
Interesting. Does the fire reveal anything else in this?
Make a perception check.
Like things that are not as they seem.
Do our floors do anything for us without...
I'll get to that after this is made. This is a specific question about it.
Okay.
Oh.
17.
17? You do notice some inconsistencies with some of the locations of objects and their shadows. Like you see, like if you saw a cup and the shadow was being cast through it, it would be like the cup is like an inch away from its shadow, almost. Things in here have that in general. You see some of the stuff that's like hanging and has this like, light being casted through it, is like a good like foot over even in some cases. It's very strange. Nothing looks like they're in place in here. It definitely looks like there's something wrong about being in this hut. You also notice too that as you are entering, because you are the biggest member of the party, the room expands as you come in as well. Gets a little bigger, a little wider.
I need a
Makes
place like
shape
this.
for you. But the objects don't change in the same way. They like stay consistent with the shape of the room. And they're not like moving or anything like that other than the chicken. The little old lady turns and looks, with the passive, by the way. You do notice that there is a smell coming from this room that isn't food and it's not herbs. It's this, I want to say like some kind of sulfurous mixed with iron powder smell. Like if you think of those two smells like ground up into a dust and thrown into the air a little bit, coming from the left wall.
Okay.
Opposite of the old lady.
Does my knowledge in herbalism help me sort of think about what that could be?
You could definitely make a check for that. I would say a nature check.
Off chance, do I know this hag? If it is the hag, do I know who they are?
I would say for this situation, no. This
Okay.
is definitely not one you would know. You would
12.
definitely know it's one of the more powerful ones in the area, though. Oh, you said a 12? Plants typically don't make that smell unless they come straight from the swamp.
Okay.
And none of the plants that are hanging over there are plants from a swamp.
Okay.
They're definitely field and forest plants.
Okay.
I'll just say.
Well, your toad let us here. What do you want?
The little old lady knitting looks up at you and smiles. Clean teeth, kind of nice looking. She opens her eyes, she's got these like big blue eyes. No glasses or anything like that. But she looks at the all of you and she kind of beckons you all to come inside.
I thought we already were inside.
I thought you guys were walking through the door. I don't know if you'd all like spread out a little bit.
I was looking through the door.
And then she, perfect. And chairs rush up right up next to you guys, like right up against your legs. It's not painful or anything, to just clap right against you. Sit.
Sure. I sit down.
Is the chair big enough for me, or am I just like putting?
It's your size.
Okay. I will
Sit down?
sit with my.
The chair is
axe.
a bit springy, but it is a seat.
12 hour will sit.
Okay.
As
As you sit, another one of the links on your chain light up. It's a link for. Let me look at my notes here. It is a
It's the only
link
thing that glows when you're about to
for
die.
protection against evil in general.
Against what? Evil?
Evil in general.
Just evil charm. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It's like it would be like the equivalent of you having a holy symbol detecting some kind of evil. It's more like when it touches the chair. All of a sudden, you hear like this ding that alerts you to the presence of evil.
Cool. Won't say anything yet.
Still sitting in the chair?
I'll just like, I'll just like very edge, just corner it, just like.
It is, like I said,
Yep.
springy. It's like weird.
I will.
It's made of wood, but it gives like it's not made of wood.
I'm gonna bounce in it.
You hear this like squish noise.
I get up.
You can't.
I can't move.
You can make a strength check if you would like to
I will
try to
try.
get up. Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
I whisper to the two next to
Athletics.
me
Or,
and say, "Oh, by the way, I don't know this person, but I
Strength,
know they're
or
pretty
straight strength?
strong."
Thanks, Corbin.
You're welcome.
Natural 20 plus
Okay.
3.
you and you feel this like tear, and you see left behind on Singard's backside is this like purplish goop, and the chair also rips a little, and then like loses some mass, and then fixes itself so it looks like wood again. And the little old lady gets up from the chair and she walks over. It's fine. I'm not going to detain you. She like pats you on your thigh, but nothing actually touches you. You know her
Did-
hand should have touched your thigh.
So I didn't feel it, or
Yeah. You just like it didn't actually touch you.
just gonna back up from the chair.
Mimics are quite comfortable. They just don't like to let go.
I think I'll stand from now on.
Shame. The room starts to shrink back down, so you have to start crouching lower and lower. I'd appreciate it if you sat. This might be a long conversation.
I plop my big ass on the floor.
It works. She snaps her finger, and you watch the chair like fold and bend and walk backwards out of the room.
Just gonna look at the chair that I'm sitting on and just like gingerly just like pet the armrest.
Purrs a little.
Okay, we're good. Why are we here?
Well, I'm asking first, why is a Vadaman in Saturi? I know of your kind.
I thought we were in Lisitsa.
That is not a town anymore. We had to change the name,
Oh,
remember?
what is the name of it now?
Saturi.
Saturi.
Yep.
Okay. I had to change that in my notes.
Yeah. A couple of last minute campaign changes. It's fine.
I'm here trying to fulfill a job. How do you spell that?
Saturi.
I was under the impression that it was what was killing people, and I assumed that was the red caps.
Ah, red caps. Which, at this point, when you hear that rasp, it's not coming from the granny anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from behind you and to your left, where you were smelling something previously.
Pretend I didn't notice.
Okay.
Did I hear it as well? Did I hear it as well?
It would be actually, yeah. With yours passive perception, you do, and Corvin, all three of you.
Look at where the sound came from.
You look behind you, and that is when you notice that there is a very out of place, 6 foot tall shadow of what looks like a creature sitting there behind you, totally invisible. There's nothing there that should be making that shadow.
I don't look. I just sit in the chair and just listen.
Just gonna turn my head back.
Well, explains one thing. So you're here to fulfill a job. Who hired you and for what?
The Blackwood Estate.
The old lady kind of like, you see her, when she makes that noise, her teeth like rot a little, but then go back to clean. Like the image or illusion is not holding.
You have good insurance.
Instant recovery in
Yeah.
your teeth. At least they're not trying to reach you with your car's extended. All right. Blackwood. Well, I won't pry any further. Maybe this conversation is a bit shorter than I originally planned. That offers you some leeway in Saturi. Why did you go to the forest at night? A Vadaman like yourself should know better.
I do. I was following these two idiots.
A guardian, then. Are you here in your official capacity?
In your house? No.
No, in Saturi. Are you here as a Vadaman, or are you here on personal business?
Tends to be both wherever I go.
Yes, but one you have to report. A little bit.
Then yes.
You hear some creaking of floorboards behind you, and the smell shifts a tiny bit, and you feel the floorboards under where your chair are, even though you're on a mimic. They crease and they move a little, and something like you feel the hair immediately start to stand up on your back, and it's just like creeping closer, and you can feel it's very close to you, and you feel this slight little hot bit of air tickle the back of your neck.
Just get tense. Just keep looking at the illusion of the grandma, basically.
Well, I hope you won't be reporting. Little old me is here. I am obviously of the kinder variety.
I
Of
was
my
told to
kin.
take care of the problems here. If you're not going to try and kill me, you're not a problem.
Reasonable. I would expect no less. From normal people. And you feel the whatever was behind you shift a little, and your hair relaxes.
Oh.
Well, I don't know anything about a red cap in the area, but I do know there have been some movements. Things you'll have to find on your own. I'm sure they'll come to light eventually. You're inquisitive and poking and prodding and nosy enough to find out, I'm sure. But if a red cap is killing in broad daylight without more of its kind, it's out of place. I don't like out of place. I don't like when things come here that are not supposed to be here. So, other than young Corvin, the other two of you should quickly get your business and leave. Especially you. I smell the stench of faith upon you.
I am just passing through.
I hope that's the case. I'd hate to have to make a larger bowl of soup.
I'm afraid you won't get much meat from me.
I suck bones. Meat isn't the matter. The marrow of your flesh will do just fine. God damn it. I was trying to go through that. Alright, poor wording. It's moving on from the accidental. I'll suck the marrow from your bones. It'll be just as nutritious as any other animal.
Somebody clip that.
God, please no. Whatever. It's fine. It's whatever.
Lord.
Well, I have no reason to keep you here then if you're not here for me. Others of my kin won't be so forward. I suggest you make it quick. Whatever it is you plan on doing. 2 or 3 days' time.
Those were my intentions, though I was hoping we'd be done sooner.
Excellent. You, Singard, feel this, like, cold finger touch the outside of your left arm. And then a second finger, and then a third, and it just, like, slides forward, kind of this way. Kind of like if somebody was touching you there.
Just get up. Whoa, we must be going. And I just grab both of them and try and yank them out of the chairs.
Release them. And the old lady snaps her finger, and the chairs all of a sudden let go. You feel them release a little bit.
Cool, I'll stand.
Get up a little bit.
You see the old lady walk over and touch some things on the wall, pulling at some herbs quickly, and putting them in a small little pouch. And then the old lady walks over to Torvar. A charm for the road.
Did I see what she put in there?
It looked like there was a little bit of mugwort. It looks like there was a little bit of fire bloom. Just not enough to actually do anything. For like potion brewing or something like that. There was also some nightshade, though, which is a little concerning. And a couple of other dangerous-looking plants.
Okay.
Which could be something much worse, could be nothing. Your experience with hags and hexes is not very, expansive.
I'll take it.
All right. It drops, and it's different in shape and texture than the one you see.
Figured as much. Alright.
Well, I guess we have introductions out of the way, and I know you're here for not me, and I gave you a little gift for the road for your inconvenience. Leave.
Have a good rest of your evening. Let's
Thank
go.
you.
I will crawl back out of the door that's been shrunk.
Well, yeah. As you leave, it even shrinks even smaller, and the old lady that's sitting on the chair just goes back to knitting, and then disappears from the chair.
Cast detect magic. I will.
Okay.
Then you look around the room.
The room that you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is definitely a large magical source that's about 6 feet tall in a different area of the room.
Okay.
There's a couple of other magical things in there too.
I look in that direction and say, sorry, but I was wondering if you wouldn't mind telling us what those, or what's dangling arms off trees and pulling people in? I've never seen those around before.
Make a persuasion check.
This is where I pull up my second character. No.
She's like, it's me, and I need some new bait.
The door just closes around Quenvin.
Persuasion, 13.
13. I believe they're called flesh catchers.
That is an apt name.
Oh. Makes
I'm
sense.
not sure why they're appearing now, but maybe it has something to do with the fresh blood in town.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
It approaches you, like very slowly.
Just stand there, just look at it.
Yeah, it like starts getting taller and elongating and getting like bigger than 6 feet, like fully extending their back kind of thing. And they like, you can't actually see them. All you see is the magic aura around them, but you definitely feel something cold on either side of your head and or body, and then like a little bit of warm breath, like touching your face that smells horrible. Like everything wrong with rotting plants and meat.
Corbin just stands there holding the backpack, just kind of staring.
And right before anything happens, you hear this sound of a rock hitting the shell of some kind of sea creature. You're familiar with the sound. You hear just one, and then you feel the presence retract itself from you. And then be on your way.
Have a good day. I just kind of turn around and start walking out the door. If Singard isn't still stuck in the door.
Through the doorway. Make your way out. The axe or your sword catches a little bit.
If the thing started shrinking, I would have stuck the axe in there. Like, no.
Yeah. Get out of the house. Get outside. The sack that was dropped, that was maybe like that big on your in the palm of your hand, is actually like a sizable amount.
Cool.
And do you open it up?
Not here.
Okay. All right.
Definitely not here.
Once you're outside of the hut, you do see the town is, and the fog is cleared a lot, and then the large frog man thing is there, and it just looks at all of you.
Have a nice day.
Look back.
And it just watches you as you all leave.
Yeah, as we looking back at the hut, what do I see?
The hut, it goes back to normal.
It just shrinks back to its shack.
Yep. I mean, it was still a shack in the first place. Just imagine like a TARDIS.
That was fun.
Sure.
At least you know what those hands are.
Not my problem.
Yeah, I guess that. But we still don't know anything about the red caps. Besides, they're not supposed to be here in the open.
You are correct.
But we already knew that. So, what do we do now?
I don't know. We should maybe go find Luca.
Sure.
Lead the way, the both of
You
you.
need my book anyway.
I
Oh,
lead
you don't
the way.
have your book on
That's
you, do-
right, I don't. He has it.
Oh, he doesn't.
Luca has it.
Oh.
So I didn't have my book.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It's fine. Canonical mistakes can be fixed.
I will lead them to the main building where
It's
the
not like
guys-
my
Yeah,
recalling
as
information
you're
helped at
leaving
all
the
anyway.
hut and the fog is clear in the town, the fog starts coming in closer, actually, before you can lead them over in that direction. You'd think you're going the right way. The fog gets very thick, it's hard to see again, and then dissipates, and you guys are on the edge of town. 20 feet away from where you just last were, when you last remember actually being
Cool.
in the world.
Corbin
So
doesn't
we
seem
were in
to-
the woods.
The house is back upright.
Yeah, everything's back to normal. There is like a low level of like a misty fog on the ground, and it is actually slightly misting, like ice cold mist. All of the houses are closed. You see little bits of candlelight inside a couple of them, but most of them are closed off, locked, doors shut, everything shut down.
Okay.
Corbin pretend not to notice. Well, Corbin doesn't notice and continues on to town.
Yeah, I'll
Follow
continue
Corbin.
on to try and go find Luca.
Okay. You head to the large building again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys head to the large mayor-like building for the outer council member. You see the knocker on the door again? You knock?
Yeah.
Yeah. About a minute later. What are each of you doing here? Why, this past sundown. Did you not find a place to sleep?
It was past sundown when we left. We came to come back and tell you that we killed many enemies.
Okay. Well, that is what the guards told me. The men I left at the scene also have to bury someone tomorrow. So, good work.
Well, apologies for the loss.
This is the life of a guard, soldier, when you live this close to the forest.
My book. Can I have that back, please?
All right. Wait here a minute. He goes and he walks off towards the office, and you hear that clunk, 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 candlelight through the windows, stops, turns around, comes back. Yeah.
Thank you. Where can we stay for the night?
You stay here. I stay here.
You stay here.
Just because you can stay here does not mean guests can.
Um,
I would need to know who they are and where they came from and why they're here and all kinds of information that you don't have to have because you've lived here for a long time.
Oh, I tried. You guys seem like nice people. Actually, I don't know if a
Look.
bed fits you.
There's a couple of places you can probably cache for the night. A barn near some animals. We'll just call it fine if people complain. Just say it's for the night. Or one of the abandoned houses.
Take my chances with the animals.
Right.
Just
Makes
turn-
gestures for
turns
you to
around.
go away.
I feel bad, so I go with them.
Okay.
Go find a random barn, I guess.
All right.
Or an abandoned house, whatever comes first.
There's a
Torvar
barn.
refuses to sleep in an abandoned house. That's asking for trouble.
You find like a house for, or not a house. Yes, it's a house for animals, a barn. This massive, kind of like, I say massive, houses maybe like 20 animals in their own stables. You can see that there's sets of 2 cows in each one of them. But they're just kind of there for the night, and they notice you, and you hear some like clanging of bells and whatever.
Is there like a loft area? or
Yeah, there
anything?
is.
Go up
Couple
there.
bunch of hay up there.
Yeah.
Although it's running pretty low right now.
Probably just go up there and bunker down for the night.
Are there any hay bales? And
There's like a bale of hay left. Like winter's almost over. They're gonna have to start getting hay from probably
I'll take
feel for him pretty quick.
the darkest, secluded corner I could find.
All right.
Is there like rafters or anything like that?
Yeah, that's the loft. It's up towards the rafters and stuff like that.
Oh. Wait, you said you were in the...
I'm in the loft. I'm sure it's big enough for multiple people.
Yeah, Singard's up there too, right? You went up to the loft?
Whatever.
Or are you sleeping on the ground floor?
Whatever corner is the darkest, then I can like kind of hide.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is there any like large like canvases or towels or anything in here?
In here, there's a couple of sacks where they store grain
Oh.
that's starting to
I
run
guess
low.
they're not that big.
Grain sacks? Grain sacks are huge.
Are they huge?
Yeah. They're like... grain
They-
sack can be
are
almost
they-
as big as my table here. Not like full-sized, but like
So you
length.
so they're big enough to make a makeshift hammock.
No. You probably need a couple of them and then sew
Okay,
them
that's what I
together.
was thinking. Okay.
You can
okay.
have like a sleeping bag out of one, though.
Nah. I'll just. Is the rafter beam large enough for me to sit on?
I mean, it is, yeah.
Okay. I will climb up the walls as best as I can,
Okay.
and then like kind of like gymnastic my way up there, and then sleep up there.
Yeah. The side beams on the barn, kind of like this. You see Corbin just like scuttle up them real quick, hop up onto a rafter, and find a place to sit and whatnot. Singard scuttles into the darkest corner of the darkest part of the barn.
I'd prefer not sleeping on the ground where the animals sleep.
That's what the loft is for.
Well, you're in there, and you're still a stranger, I guess. Wait, are you a comrade in arms? I read it in a story once.
What?
It's nighttime. Good night.
Okay. Torvar will get ready for the night, bed down. He's going to take his book out and he'll turn to the pages that have the red cap notes on it and just start writing down some notes.
Okay.
And then I spend a little bit of time doing that and then I'll bed down, go to
Alright.
sleep for the night.
Each of you will then... Anything else before... Any rituals anybody takes care of?
I don't believe I need to.
All right. You will pass out for the evening. Wake up to the sound of the cowbells dangling super early in the morning, them getting fed and stuff like that. A couple of younger people are currently feeding them and making sure that they have comfortable. Start a little bit of a fire in a spot in the middle of the barn.
I can't wait for them to see the 3-horned demon fall from the ceiling and the 8-foot tall gaunt Goliath come scuttling out of the darkness.
But they're feeding the cows or whatnot, and you hear the like moo, and a bunch of it going on and whatnot. But you guys are ass crack of dawn.
I will get my stuff together and put my armor on. Stuff like that. Though probably didn't take it off. Sleeping out in the open
Yeah.
like that.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Everybody else get up for the day?
Well, I was already up.
Yep.
I wake up and just kind of, and then all the dirt just disappears.
You're just standing on the beam.
So when you
Yeah.
when you guys wake up, Singard is just basically sitting, puddled in a corner. That's all you see. Just sharpening his axe.
So at this point, one of the two younger people currently feeding the animals. Do you hear that? Hear what? The shing sound. You don't hear that? It's probably just some of the doors or bells or something making noise. Don't pay no mind. Get back to work. We gotta get this done before Father helps. And then you hear the shing, like just a louder strike by accident, and one of them's like, he sees Corvin up standing on one of those beams.
Good morning.
Right.
And then I just get up. Don't scream.
Don't scream.
5 minutes of explaining to the farmer why you were in the rafters last night later. A very angry farmer and their family kind of tell you to get the hell out of their barn.
Emotional damage. All right. Well, that happened.
You messed up. You just created the BBEG right there.
Why are you always terrifying kids in our games?
No, it's
Every time. Like, always.
Always.
It wasn't a kid this time. I didn't scare a kid.
Oh my gosh, and it's the second session.
Jeez.
I was wondering how long it would be until one of you traumatized a child.
It wasn't a child. It was the farmer.
No, it was one of the farmer's kids.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
the kids.
Said they were adolescent.
Jeez.
Well,
God damn.
Don't scream, you say to a child.
Holding a freshly
You
sharpened
walk out
axe.
with an axe.
Freshly sharpened.
it just kid just looks behind him and just sees this looming shadow and with a big
scream.
axe.
Out of the
Jesus.
darkest corner of the barn.
It probably just like traumatized him for life.
Jeez.
Kid never goes in the barn again.
I can't go
Not
do
alone.
I can't go do my chores anymore, mommy.
Right, so we're
Years of non-therapy later.
Where do we start?
Yeah, you guys got a fresh day. People are getting up for the day. Trying to take as much of the daylight as they can because there's very few daylight hours still.
Where do redcaps go? And stay?
Do I know what red caps do normally for like a dwelling?
It says like dark, dank places
Dark, dank places.
in the book. You know,
So anyway.
places away from sunlight. Think what a mushroom would like.
Mm-hmm.
That. Caves, forest floors that are, moist and fresh with decay.
Is there anyone I can see with authority nearby?
I mean, the guards, but no one like
I
big.
mean, like a higher authority.
Well, technically you don't know them. Well, actually you would.
Because I do have a military background.
Yeah. You do see a few people walking around with, here and there, walking around with, I think it's the brown band. Which denotes that they're higher than a recruit. But the only person with a higher than that you've seen so far is Luca, so.
Well, then I'll ask one of the brown bands. I guess closest one.
You there. Is there anywhere around here where it would be dank and dark, sort of like a cave?
Why are you asking me?
Well, he's asking some random guard. I'm going to ask the guy who told us previously that he's the hunter of the area if he knows of any caves nearby.
Alright.
You just hear Singard arguing with this
maybe
guard.
a root cellar or something dark in somebody's home or near it.
You're a guard here. That is the best you can come up with.
I have been at this post for less than 2 weeks, thank you.
Something in giant just.
Just because I can't understand you doesn't mean I don't know it's an insult. Anything else?
Walk away from him.
Okay. Torvar asking Torvin.
Yeah.
There are a few in the area, other than cellars.
Considering the only directional hints we have is from the field ones walking into the forest. Do I know of any in that direction?
Well, the problem with the forest is that the forest isn't always the same
It changes
place every time. It changes quite frequently. There are some structures that do stay. There's a set of ruins nearby that you do know will stay in place generally. And there are a few caves hidden deeper in. But you'd have to, that's like a day, maybe two travel into the forest.
Cool.
Or if you're more into the trial taking part of the forest, maybe one. Depends on where you enter the forest and how deep you're trying to get and how quickly you're trying to get there. It's like you know that the forest will put up more resistance the faster you're trying to go deeper in.
Well, there are a few places, but how fast would you like to get there? Is the real question.
Pretty fast.
Do you know anything about the forest? Besides, don't walk into it at night.
A little bit.
Well, if you want to get there faster, we might have to go through some hurdles.
Such as?
Think of it as trials, sort of tests. It may get us there faster, but it also may impede our travel completely. Or we can just travel there on the normal route, but take longer.
Okay. It's incredibly vague.
Take longer as in the trial can maybe get us there in a day. If we were to walk through the changing forest, it may take several days. As in more than two to three. Maybe even longer.
For what?
For just walking.
And this is to get to the places that you know.
Yes.
Okay. What's the closest one?
I'm guessing a cave or something?
The ruins are actually
Oh, the ruins?
fairly close. They would be within like 2 hours walking into the forest. The closest cave to that one would be if you were to go slowly and not do any trials. It would take about a day and a half to get there.
Okay. Well, there's a set of ruins a couple hours out. Don't know if that's where they'd be, but other than that, the closest thing after that is a cave. About a day and a half out, without trial.
Well, let's try the ruins then. That's our only lead.
I mean, there's
2 hour
also
travel.
cellars in town.
I mean, we saw the red cap's footprints leading
Yep,
into
that
the
is true.
forest, though.
2 hours travel.
I guess.
Very well.
All
Let
right.
us take that
Do you
route.
two have everything you need?
What do you normally bring with you on an excursion into the forest?
Whatever I grab from here.
It's very specific, thank you very much.
Well, I mean, I don't carry very much with me. Mostly just basic supplies. My axe, a couple daggers in case I.
Okay, if that's the case, then yes. I have everything I need.
Okay.
I am set.
As long as you have food and water
I am set.
and a weapon. Alright.
All right. You just begin leading them out into the forest?
Yeah.
All right. You begin walking into the forest. The Tenavia hinterlands have a lot of... There are a mix of trees here, but in general, there are a lot more deciduous trees instead of coniferous. But you do see like bits of green through the patches of kind of dead, overgrowth trees that are overlapping, and you can see their like branches grow together very thickly. And there's actually still like a fair amount of leaves on the trees still, which is kind of weird for winter, but it is technically starting of spring. So you begin to walk into the forest.
Fair warning, Singard. Don't touch those things again.
I didn't even touch it the first time. I got close to it.
Yeah, close enough.
Thankfully, Corvin has the ability to lead you through the forest a decent amount, as you have experience in the area. So the hazards on the route are few and far between and easy to spot. And within a short amount of time, you get to the ruins. It looks like it was some kind of stone building. You see these like pillars that are like cracked and laying off to a side, like a shattered, shunted part with like a bunch of moss growing over it and like vines starting to cover them. You see this like stone kind of floor that's been destroyed and is starting to be covered by plant growth, and there's a couple of like trees sprouting out from different places. You see this like frame that would be almost like a window, like where stained glass would be, kind of thing, that has been like completely shattered out and is like broken on both halves, and it's like fallen apart. It's like a collapsed building, mostly made of stone though.
We're here.
Have you ever explored this before?
A little bit when I was younger, but that was just an adventure as a kid, really, running around. Other than that, I haven't explored it thoroughly.
All right. Well, let's head in, see if we can find a way down.
Agree?
All right, I'll lead the way down.
All right. Down where?
Down into the ruins.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're at forest floor
Oh,
level, so they're
right.
not super
I
deep
guess
or
just
anything.
forward
There
into
is
it.
there is like a little step down though. It's like two tiny little steps down. So you get onto the floor of the ruins. You begin to walk around and look at things. Anything you're keeping an eye out for in particular?
Me?
Well,
Maybe
as
like,
in general, the whole group.
I'm looking for any entrance into the maybe below or something into like an underground setting.
All right.
I like for like damp areas.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for evidence of recent passage.
Okay. Go ahead and make perception checks, each of you, for different. Well, I would say you would be survival. And
Is it perception or
Corbin,
investigation?
I would say. Well, I would say. I want to say nature for you, but I would say. Well, you're definitely investigation, not perception.
Oh,
And
investigation.
you're looking for spots where they might be damp or dark or dank.
Yeah, like yeah.
Make a nature or survival. I'll say either one, your choice.
Okay. Make a nature check then.
So we'll start from left and right.
19.
19. With a 19, you do notice that there are small footprints in the area that track right through some of the moss.
Okay. Do they lead anywhere?
They look like they look like they cross the ruins, and then start to head behind some of the like smaller broken down things. While you're looking at those and following them,
16.
16. You're looking around in the area, just kind of in general, kind of like kicking around like tiles or the big stone floor pieces, or looking under different pieces of stone. That's going to take you a little while, so I'm going to head over to Corvin first.
7.
7? I mean, most of the place is pretty dank and mossy, and it's not dark, which would be the perfect, but it is darker. So you just start looking for mushrooms, and you find mushrooms. Just not like different kinds of mushrooms, not the red kind.
Yeah.
But back to Torvar, while those two are searching around the ruins. You follow them to this tiny little... I don't know how to describe it, like a slab of stone that's like 8 feet long and 2 feet wide.
Okay.
That is set on top of these like little ridges, almost like a mantle that you would put around the ceiling to make it fancy looking, but on the ground, and they are carved out of stone.
Does it look
And they
like
walk
it's been-
right up to it and then stop.
Does this stone slab look like it's been moved?
It does.
Okay. I'll call for the others. Say, hey, I think I found something.
Move over to him.
All right,
Yep. Follow.
you walk over. see what Torvar points out.
I think this is probably the way down. I followed footprints here.
I will attempt to get purchased on it, either pushing it or lifting, whichever seems to be moving first.
I will assist.
All right. No strength check required as it has been recently moved. It pushes and it just slides, and you push this giant stone thing right out of the way. It leads down into what looks like a little bit of a cellar. Or some kind of underground, maybe. Not really sure what it's for.
Well, what do you think? Does that look like it could be dank enough for them to hide or come from?
There's definitely moss growing down into it.
Probably.
It's a
Lead
good
the way.
chance.
Lead
Good
the
chance.
way. Good.
Oh, no, I'm saying there's a good chance.
Well then, lead the way.
Sure, I guess.
How, like... I guess I'll start going down the steps and looking in there. How...
Are you going first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll go second.
All right. So how... What about the steps?
So when I get to the base of the steps, what do I see?
Down there?
Yeah, basically
you
size.
have dark vision?
No.
Darkness. There's some light coming down and in, and there's definitely a room that's right at the bottom that opens up, but you cannot see the edges of the room. Now, you'd have to remove most of the entire top of there instead of just sliding it out of the way a little.
I'll tell him.
We need a torch down here.
You need a torch now.
Light.
Don't you have a torch?
I'll light one.
Did you want me to hold that for you?
Pass it down.
Okay.
Corbin, you
I'm holding a flashlight, looking at someone else going, do you have a flashlight?
Just because I have.
I mean, just because they're in the bag doesn't mean anybody's got it out. You know, I get it.
Put down my big axe.
All right, so you with the torch begin looking in, and you do see this is about a 10 by 10 room, and it looks like it's some kind of preparatory room for the interment of corpses into a mausoleum.
Given the size of the room, I'm going to switch to my shield and sword, longsword.
Yep.
And I will take the torch from him with the shield, like I've seen Torvar do.
Okay.
If I can manage that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not super difficult. Probably would be difficult if combat started, though. But you begin to use the torch and look around, and it's dank and mossy, and stuff's growing. There's definite, what looks like a leather boot in the path at the edge of the vision of the light. Now, for those of you who have dark vision or the ability to see further in, you do see that there is another passageway that leads down once you get actually down there with Singard, that is like a 15-foot hallway and then opens up into another room. And along that hallway, there's like another leather boot, like some stockings. Looks like somebody threw their clothes around. They're not old either. They're newer.
Are they covered in blood?
No.
Okay.
Although it would be very difficult to tell because you don't see it in color yet. Oh, wait.
I see
You
normally.
do. God damn it. I gotta remember that.
Oh, yeah, what defines normally,
Wait,
though?
how far is your dark vision?
120.
Oh, fuck. Okay, you also see that on the other side of that room, there's another door that is currently closed.
Okay.
That it has 2 iron bands across it, and you can tell that it's old, rotting door. But it's still a door. It's pretty hefty, and it does have a lock on it. It is mostly closed. You can see it's slightly ajar, and there's other bits of clothing in the room beyond. It looks like there's also a weapon in there, and some armor laying on the ground.
Oh. Do you guys see all these garments laying around everywhere?
I don't see shit.
Yeah.
Well, you see that boot right there? Well, there's other articles of clothing further down.
Yeah.
As
And what it
he
looks like-
points this, I'm going to move forward.
And you start moving forward. So at this point, you notice also There's some of the greenery that's right on the middle of the floor has been rubbed away. That looks like it's a path that's kind of been traveled a little more frequently than not at all. You also notice that on either side of the entryway there, because you hadn't done any exploring yet, on those preparatory chambers, there's like little alcove slots. It looks like there's, on the ones that are facing the doorway, so you'd have to like walk into the room and look to your left and right. In those little alcoves, there's like some arrows, some darts, It looks like somebody's living here.
Okay.
But yeah, you keep moving on.
I guess.
You walk
Keep
through,
moving
you
forward.
see, bits of like leather greaves here, some pauldrons here and there. You see, it's definitely padded leather as well.
What size are these clothes?
You would say they were probably for a creature that is between medium and small.
Okay.
Is there looking about the tattered garments? Are there any like pouches or anything?
There is a backpack further in as you walk in.
I
But
will
you
check
have to
that.
like go into the next chamber.
Yeah, I'll get close enough to it to check it.
All right. So you're just outside the big wooden door that's beyond, and you're looking around. There's a full backpack there that has some like rope on it and some ball bearings and stuff like that. Some kind of more on the explorative / dungeon entering kind of nature there. It looks like. You also notice that there is what to you would be a dagger, a short sword, for a smaller creature, as well as what looks like a breastplate, which means that there's two distinctive sets of armor there. Noticing that there's probably more than one thing living here, or something is prepared for at least multiple situations. So you
Just outside of the door or the room in which the
well, you're
backpack
not
is?
just outside. You're just like entering the room, and you're seeing like some of the stuff around here. You also notice in that room in particular, there's like a cooking pot. There is what looks like all kinds of things to live in a house. Essentially, it looks like they've been here a while.
I'm going to check the bag.
You look in the bag. Well, like I said, you see that it's like a dungeoneering type pack, essentially.
Hold up forward. Take this.
All right. Does this stuff look like it? Like, of the sizes of clothing that I'm seeing, does it look like this all belongs to one person, or does it look like it was maybe taken from multiple people?
I would say, given your experience, that this doesn't look like it was taken.
Okay.
And it does looking at closer at the amount of clothes and what you see, there's two distinct sets of clothing.
There's two.
Yep.
Okay.
They're all relatively the same size, but there's two distinct sets of clothing.
Okay. I guess is you said there was a path deeper in?
Okay, so
Or-
front down the stairs, a little bit in,
Mhm.
10-foot chamber, preparatory,
Yep.
15-foot hallway,
Mhm.
bigger room, door at the end.
Okay. I guess.
You guys are in the bigger room. The bigger room is like I want to say maybe 20 feet across and like 15 foot deep. You do notice there are, on the very edges of the room, there are stone coffins that are like built into the walls where there's like destroyed features of people like holding swords and stuff like that.
The coffins are sealed.
They look like they're sealed still, yeah.
Looking at the door, what kind of a wooden door is it? Is it gapped at all, or
It looks like it's been even like there are gaps in the wood, like tiny gaps in the wood, but there is something covering it on the other side. That looks like.
Are any of the charms on my
Not currently.
ring? Okay.
I guess I will check out one of the coffins.
One of the coffins. Okay, you go over and you look at the coffin.
Does it look like it's been disturbed recently, or does it?
I mean,
look like
yeah, it
it's-
looks like it's been cleaned. Very elvish in nature.
I guess I'll move the lid a little bit.
Okay, they are sealed.
Oh, they're
so
sealed
they
shut.
will be
That's-
heavy.
That's what
Yeah.
I was asking. If
I did say they
sealed.
were sealed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll just leave them be and take a look at the door.
Okay. Looking at the wooden door. You do hear the sounds of like splashing water on the other side,
Like, is
and
it
like
someone splashing in water,
tiny
or
talking, like very hard to hear talking.
I put my ear to the door?
Okay. Make a perception check.
That almost got away from me there. Oh. 7.
Well, there's some laughter immediately, and then you hear some. Well, if my father found out, he would definitely kill us both. You first, and then me later. And then there's a masculine voice you hear on the other side. He'd have to find us here first. I think we've got a pretty good hideaway. Well, I just worry sometimes, it's not always the best hidden, and sometimes we leave footprints around. Well, just because we leave footprints doesn't mean it's easy for people to find the ruins in the first
And
place.
on this, I'll just turn over to Torward. We have adulterers. Just gesture beyond the door.
Corbin's just lost in his own world, just staring at the walls. Like exploring the walls, see if he can see he's trying to find a hidden passageway.
I guess I will put my ear to the door.
All right. You
Much of the
hear
same.
more.
I'll let him listen. I'll look at
Some
anything
of the
else in
pain.
the room.
All right. There's a set of double daggers that look very nice. Not necessarily ornate, but they're definitely stylized, so they're probably a little more expensive than normal daggers. A small rapier. A couple of tools for what looks like skinning animals.
I'll just take the butt end of my axe and rap on the door.
I told you someone was coming. Like, you hear them immediately start bickering to each other, but whispering.
I suggest you
don't
come
necessarily-
out.
I'll be out in a minute. Just
You
let
have 10
me,
seconds or I kick the door down.
Let me get dressed.
10.
You hear lots of
9,
splashing on the other
8.
side. And you hear like some stumbling, some wet slapping across the floor. It sounds like
As
feet.
Torvar is counting, it's, oh, for the love of the god, just kick in the door.
Oh my god. All right, go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
Corbin's oblivious to what's going on.
Which check?
Athletics.
Oh, okay, no, it's that way. Okay. Yeah, it's a freaking problem with those ones. 11.
In 11, you kick the door really hard. Unfortunately, the door kicks back harder and it hurts a little. It's a sturdy, solid door. It has been held there for a long time and it is locked. But you do hear a very quick running up to the door after that, and clink, and a halfling kind of peeks out with like just a couple of bits of cloth hanging in front of them. You peek inside and you see there's like a bath going on inside. Oh, thank God. Not who I thought it was. Why are you in my room?
He hired us.
You see this vacant stare. I can explain. It's not what it looks like. And he starts to close the door. Do you stop him from
Put
closing
my
the door?
foot.
Look, She seduced me. That's all I have to say there.
I just walk in to investigate the room.
There's currently what looks like a woman who is just nose and eyes above the thing who starts to slink down and like pull soap up by her so you can't see. They are in currently a tomb by there, like in a coffin that is just full of water.
People know how to party.
Okay. Oh.
It is clean, to their credit.
It's just
The
okay.
room is fairly clean. It is a bathroom type thing that they have turned this one into.
But
with
she
a door
is
beyond.
in the coffin
Yeah,
still.
like there's a bunch of like soap piled up, and she's like trying to like.
Are there clothes or towels, something?
No, there were. They're out in the room you're in.
I will go back and gather her clothes
Okay.
and just throw them at her.
Look, I promise nothing happened yet.
Stop talking. What's
If I
Satsuri's
come back with
name
the
of
clothes,
the
just
town?
throw them
Yep.
back at her. And say,
Get dressed.
I'll close the door briefly
All
while I push the man, gnome, halfling out.
All right. Push the halfling out. He's like starts to wrap up a little more with the cloth, like almost kind of making some like wrapping, kind of like you would a towel. How much does he need? What does he want?
300 gold?
I've got 4.
I'm kidding. We weren't hired by anyone. You
Then
two
why
shouldn't
are
be
you
out here
interrupting?
or doing that in the ruins.
It's fine. Nobody's been here for hundreds of years.
Not true. We're here.
You know, before you were here, I was.
Mm-hmm.
So that
So
makes these
were the
mine.
creatures.
Not really.
I
Because
mean,
the things in the woods that come here when you're not and want to eat you might disagree.
that's what the topper is for.
The one that we very easily moved,
Well, you're big people.
it wasn't difficult.
Look, I work for a mercenary company. We're in the area. It's what we're supposed to be doing, exploring the ruins. It's, you know, no, really, why are you here then?
Enough of this.
Direct my questions.
You've been here how long?
2 weeks? Give
What
or
have you
take
seen
a
in
couple
that
of
time?
days?
Anything odd
I
about this place?
mean, creepy things in the forest.
I mean, here.
In these ruins, bones and moss.
What have you heard?
The giggling of a woman.
I thought you said nothing had happened yet.
Creative lying to not get in trouble.
Not creative enough.
True. Then again, I don't really know who you are, and you don't know who I am, and we can keep it that way.
Well, I know that you work for a mercenary company in the area.
True, but there are plenty in the area.
That's true.
So I take it you were the one who cleaned all these.
Yeah, I made a little hideaway out of the ruins. Oh. Oh, I think I get why you're upset. Okay. Yeah, no, I haven't really seen anything. I haven't gone much further into the tombs, but I've been here living my days.
Further.
Well, did you not see the door in the bathroom that led further in?
I don't believe I did. Bang on the door.
I've explored maybe 2 more rooms in.
Bang on the door. Are you a decent woman?
There's no response right now.
Answer.
I'm dressed.
Open the door.
Opens up.
Start looking for this
There's
room.
literally a door right across it.
I
Yeah.
move forward.
Okay, you go towards it.
Before I go in, I will.
There's nothing
say
of
back,
value in there.
I will say back to them.
You might want to be ready to run.
Dude
And
kind of like shimmies over to his weapons. He gets his little short sword.
In fact, Torvar, bring the little man.
No.
Could be useful.
That's
Or he
insulting.
couldn't be.
Just because I'm little.
Everyone's
Doesn't
little
mean-
to me.
Well, all right, that's fair. You're kind of freakishly tall. Although, I don't know. What are you?
None of your concern.
Fair. Starts to like gather
Corvin,
up
stop
bits of
sniffing the
armor.
wall.
I'm close to the
We found
secret
the door.
entrance. What?
And people.
Oh. Hey,
How
Ron.
did you miss that entire interaction?
Well, I don't know. It was the first time exploring ruins, and I've heard stories where there's like secret treasure chests somewhere in here.
Which I have claim to.
I just look back at him.
Who's the naked guy?
I have a towel. I am decent enough.
Get
I am not
dressed.
Hi, what's your name?
Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Hi. And you are?
I'm gonna walk over to what I'm imagining are like a pair of underwear and flip them over and see if he's got a name on it.
One of the E's written backwards.
No.
No? Okay. Just throw them at it.
Indignantly looks at you like, oh, how dare you? Starts putting them on.
Dare you handle my undergarments of the finest cotton?
They will dress. He will dress himself. She will grab the breastplate, put it on, like slowly attaching it and stuff like that. 'Cause it takes about 10 minutes. And they will gear up their stuff over the next 10 minutes while you guys are doing other stuff.
I will be going further in.
Okay. You open the next door, and it opens up into more sarcophagi and then turns.
Check the room or go on.
You're the one with the torch.
Yeah. Try to find a secret area with.
So it's just how many sarcophagi?
Like 4 or 5.
Are they?
Some of them are cracked open right now.
I
It
will-
does smell markedly worse now that you are past the clean room.
I will continue on.
Smells like an actual crypt versus a bubble bath. Okay, you continue further on. The room turns to the left. The two of you are... Torvar, you're following Singard?
I'll follow Zingard
Corvin,
in.
you are just examining
Trying to
things?
trying to find a secret pass.
All right. Make a
Because-
investigation check.
He's never explored ruins before, and he's only read stories.
Respectable.
Sorry, what was that again? An investigation?
Yep.
Yes.
19.
A 19?
Mm-hmm.
While you're looking around, you don't find anything that is a secret door, but you do find one of the sarcophagi has this like strange little lip on it that doesn't look like it's natural, and you like fiddle with it a little, and you hear this like click, and it just slides open, and you see inside there's a couple of gems, and as you're looking at the gems, the halfling gentleman is like, those are mine. I made that. Please don't take anything. You just take some? I will stab you. Put my money back.
He can see me in the dark?
He can see, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How far away is he from me? Wait,
Less
what
than
is
15
he
feet.
doing?
What
while
is
these
who
guys
doing?
are exploring?
They're getting dressed and getting their shit together. Those two are.
Oh.
In the room that you find that in.
Oh, okay. Are these really yours?
I just told you I broke the top of it and made the cover so that in case exactly this situation happened, people would not find and take my shit.
Sort of cover my hand. What's exactly in here then?
Gems. Things I have found in the ruins, adorning some of the sarcophagi.
You tomb raided?
Yeah,
That's being nice. It's a grave robber.
some things are buried with fine jewelry. There's like a ring in it.
Okay.
It's profitable. No one's been here in a long time. You know, it's fine. They're not using anything with it. They're dead.
Okay. How is it closed? Is it closed with a mechanism? Or how is it?
It's literally just like a
It's like
slide.
Slide thing?
Yeah. It does look like there's like a pin that's been put in it, so it does slide on a swivel.
Okay. Can I try to sabotage it so when I close it, it doesn't open again?
Do you want to do it stealthily?
Yes.
Okay, make a sleight of
No,
hand check.
just
for
do
me.
it very obviously right in front of the dude.
Power move.
Stealth check, 14.
14.
Oh.
With a 14,
Oh, it's a 13.
Yeah.
I thought it was an
That's
18.
I think he watches you. He's like, "What are you doing to my thing?" Right as you sabotage it and close it.
Okay.
Did you take anything out of it?
No, I just left it.
Okay, you put it back. Okay, it's successfully sabotaged. It does not look like you
Okay.
noticed. He does notice that you were fiddling with it.
Step back very deliberately with my arms on. So I can see nothing. Jiggle my arms.
Right.
I don't rob graves like some
We're
people.
gonna come back in 10 minutes.
Grave robbing's bad. Shouldn't do that.
I mean, isn't all kinds of exploring grave robbing? I mean, you're robbing from dead civilizations.
Never explored ruins.
You should sometime. It's fun. When there's not stuff trying to kill you or people invading your ruins. It kind of like peeks down the hallway while
When did you
trying
find
to keep
these
an eye on you.
ruins?
A couple of weeks ago?
So then I've been here before you, so it's my ruins.
Do you have proof? I've been living here. That's my proof.
I've been living in the forest. That's my proof.
Okay, but that doesn't mean you own the forest,
Doesn't
obviously.
mean you own this.
I mean, I kind of laid claim to it when I started living in it.
And that dead guy's been here for a while. He's
That
probably
dead guy
his.
is not alive. He can't claim anything.
Better be careful. I've seen dead things come to life.
I have too. It's terrifying. And that's why I kill them. And then make a house out of their location. Your friends should be careful. There are dead things further in. That move.
Cue the switch to perspective.
That move.
You guys continue inward and you see another set of moved about and disturbed sarcophagi before you see an intersection that looks like it has some kind of winged statue currently doing one of these, sitting right in the intersection of what looks to be a hallway. So if you guys went down around a corner, there's like an intersection right here that has like something that goes inward and something that goes further in. And then there's a statue right in the corner there, or right at the intersection that you'd have to
So
like walk
basically,
around.
it's a T fork, and at the middle.
Yeah, it's a T fork with like a semicircle carved out of it.
Okay.
You're leading.
I'm not kidding. There is things still undead
When you got to the statue, left or right?
I haven't gone to the statue yet.
What do you think?
I think he hasn't gone to the statue yet.
I'm asking which direction you think.
I don't fucking know.
Go
Pick
left.
Okay, you walk in, you turn left, and you see a room with more open, empty sarcophagi.
Nothing
That's
else.
closed out. It's a larger room.
I'll
Doesn't seem like there's anything else.
go in there, take a look.
Not very much you can see.
After hearing that guy say dead things come back to life, I run to catch up with these two.
Okay. You run to catch up. You see the intersection of the light going from one side. You see further down, you can see color, whereas they cannot, unless they are in the light of it. Past the angel at the end of the hallway, there's a tiny bit of blood on the ground.
On the side that they went?
No, so if they went in, took a left, came to the T, they went left on the T, right? Straight ahead on the T, on the far corner, there's like a red bit of dried blood at the ground.
I'll note that and go to where these guys are.
All right. You just keep looking about in the...
If there's nothing in the room discernible other than the coffins and there's nothing in there, yeah, I will go back.
All right. Go back to the T, see the angel at the crossroads. Do you go to the new direction, or do you go back the way you came?
I don't know, do you tell us about the
Hey,
blood?
hey guys. I think I see blood down there. And I point in the direction.
All right.
Should probably be careful now.
At what point did we stop being careful?
Continue on. Look at the statue. Is it movable?
Make a perception check. Or an investigation check, I'll see.
The
Investigation for
statue
sure.
moves.
He'll make it movable.
16.
16? It does rotate.
And I will rotate it.
It rotates to the left. So, like, it spins left. And as you hear, you click, rotate it, and you hear a click. It clicks, and then you hear this... The door from whence you came, the doorway back there, a bit of stone moves in front of it. And from the left of the hallway, a bit of stone opens.
Sigurd, what you doing?
And you see more blood.
Sigurd,
I just
there's more
turned
blood.
the statue.
There's more blood.
Down at the end of the T, by the way, it does go left, and now it goes straight to.
I will take a look at the path that was opened.
You'd have to walk down there.
That's what I mean. Walk down.
Right.
Look.
Do you have
As
a
you
weapon-
walk
do
down
you have a
there,
weapon out?
Yeah, I've got my sword and shield out.
you the stench of fresh blood hits your nose.
Assume my stance, hold my shield with the torch here and with the sword ready
All right.
to lunge.
So at this point, you start to hear this. Grendelbringes, Harnzinskish,
Just anything
and
I
those of you who
understand?
speak Sylvan hear, ah, yes, my hat. Drink of the blood. I'll feed you every day this week. Heal me and feel relieved. And that is where we will cut to break.
What the?
We'll be back here in about 30
Jeez.
minutes.
Jeez.
I will see you then.
All right.
All right. Well, gee.
One second.
There we go.
There we go. Now we've got audio. Welcome back. So, getting right back into it, you see the scent of, or you see the blood, you smell the scent of it, and you hear the ravings of some Sylvan about soaking their hat in blood and how it'll heal them.
Well, I don't understand that. So.
Well, those that do.
Oof.
It's at this point you also hear somewhere in the opening beyond. Drink my hat. Drink.
I'm moving in.
Well, so as you get up closer, you do know that just beyond this moved wall, there is what looks like a line that's about like halfway through the hallway. So if this sarcophagus is probably about 8 feet, so you do have to duck a little. At about the 4-foot level, there is a line of stone through it. It looks like there was some kind of shelf or something on the other side of this wall. But it is open into a cave beyond. And that is where you hear and this dripping noise, this like...
Can I see?
Well, I mean, you can see with the torchlight. Let's get us into the map here.
Oh no.
Battle map time.
Oh, battle.
By the way, if you have not checked it out, this is a Dwarven Forge terrain battle map.
All right,
So-
this is our first transition to battle map, so I want to make sure that the audio is working.
Yep.
Transition.
Do you want me to use your unpainted one, or do you want me to use a placeholder for now?
I just don't mind. Yeah, just use a placeholder.
Okay.
Imagine the entirely uncolored mini is not going to stand out.
We do have some custom Hero Forge minis on the way. However, for now, we are going to use some placeholders. Oh, there it is.
Your brother is very excited.
All right, so this is Singard here. Singard, you are creeping in. Your torchlight sees about 20 feet in, so let me get my marker out so you can see it. So if this is right about where the level is for it.
Okay.
So right in that first hex, you can see out to about here easily, and then out to about here lightly. You see nothing in the cave beyond.
Okay. Can I move up to this rock formation?
To this formation?
Yeah.
Yes, if you would like to. Are you moving in stealthily, or are you trying to just charge in?
I'm gonna move in somewhat stealthily.
Oh,
even
right.
though I have disadvantage.
Make a stealth check with disadvantage.
Alright. With disadvantage. Well, I don't think I can get lower than a 1, so...
All right. So as you're coming through, unfortunately, this waist level gap is incredibly difficult to move through while you're wearing metal armor, and you hear this like as you move through and grind against the top of it, and you absolutely alert the things beyond.
Yeah, if I'm hurt, I'm gonna move in.
Yeah. As you get, we'll say you get to about like 15 feet in. So 5, 10, 15. That is when, if I believe the 40-foot range there, you still technically don't see it. You see this like faint cave light in this massive opening. You see that there's quite a bit of blood on the ground all over the place. Anywhere, now I don't think you guys can see it very well, but there's little green drips here. Imagine them as blood instead. Mm-hmm. There are a few body parts strewn about in the areas that you can see, and you do hear that like down over this direction. You can't quite see what's over here.
So the whimpering coming
Very
from
well.
over here in this direction?
Yep. It looks like to be around the corner from where you are. Torvar and I believe the marching order was Corvin and then Torvar.
Yep.
All right. I would like everybody to roll initiative, please.
Okay, cool.
Because at this point, it knows you're there.
Not rolling good tonight.
Alrighty. Let me grab my notepad real quick and a pencil.
My dice does not like me tonight.
You'll be fine. No worries. All right. We'll start with Torvar.
20.
20. All
Ooh,
right.
you.
Ding.
I never roll good on initiative. This is weird.
That is weird. Yeah.
So yeah,
normally
when
you're,
we
like,
roll
really good.
terrible,
Hey,
you
new,
roll good.
new campaign, new you.
I guess.
Tristan.
8.
Not Tristan. Wrong character. Corbin.
8.
8. All right. And
Wrong
then
world.
I will be at a nice little 6.
6. All right.
Is better than 6? 5.
Just grab this.
You really gonna put us that high in the order?
Yeah, dude, someone's
It went
going
from
before
20
you.
to 8.
All right. So, at the top of the turn order, Torvar, as we'll say, Singard, since you said you were rushing in, you get 3 more hexes. And now you do see up here, just because you're tall enough and because you're holding a torch, you do see the red cap in the corner up there doing something. Looks to be the hat off. You see this like throbbing bit of like flesh on the back of their head that opens up into a skull. It's almost brain looking. And it viciously turns around at you and immediately grabs this soaking in blood hat, whips it up over their head, and you see it like start to pour down them and then soak into their skin. And wounds that are on it heal up.
I'll just say, vile beast!
Which is more victims. Anyways, Torvar, you're up first. You're behind Corvin in a hallway, in a crypt, looking forward.
Cool. I can push past him, right?
You can if you wish.
Yeah.
Is
Or
it-
not resist.
Yeah.
I will say technically this is difficult terrain, so actually you are back there.
It's which hexes?
Just this first hex right here. So you'll move 5 and then 10, 15, 20.
Well, that's all my movement basically. Not like I can really do anything else.
All right, 20. So you're going to be right there? You only have 20 feet.
Well, I have 30, so I'll move 2 more and do also much.
Do you want to go diagonally in? Do you want to go
It
forward
doesn't
in?
matter.
All right. For those of you who are picky about feet and length in combat, I just forgive it on diagonals because it makes it easier on everyone.
And there's nothing I can do.
All right. So that will lead us to its turn. It sees you and goes, "You don't look like you can see in the dark," in common, and fades into the darkness of shadows. And crap. I don't know why this switched. That's a little aggravating. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
In my admittedly limited knowledge of red caps, does that seem abnormal to me?
Yes, they are not known for being sneaky. They are known for being
Awesome.
loud on purpose, wearing iron boots to make a lot of noise because it's intimidating right before they go in for the slaughter. Also, a bit of information that you're recalling about some of the stuff you read is that they're incredibly strong for their size. So even though it is small, they have been known to be able to wrestle regular-sized humans to the ground
Sweet.
by themselves. All right, so
Singard's like, good thing I'm a giant Goliath man.
well, let's see. I don't think he's still out of torchlight yet. Dang. Yeah, just gonna move there for now. That'll be the end of its turn. No, actually, it can take a dash action. You see it scuttle at the back of your torchlight across the wall of the room, hop up over some rocks, and just disappear from your sight. Torvar, you still fully notice where it is.
Okay.
But Singard, you have no idea where it went. It was super fast. That will lead us then to Corvin's turn.
Okay.
You saw plain as day that it went to the right of you in the room.
Okay, I will use my movement to get next to Torvar. I have 35 feet.
Yep, so 5, 10, 15, 20.
And then from there, do I see it?
It did make us.
Or can
Say
I?
with your passive, I don't think you do yet.
Okay, okay.
I think you'd have to move a little bit further into the room to have the ability to notice it. Even though you have like a kind of direct line of sight,
Okay. I guess not knowing where it is, I will just use my action to try to locate it.
All right. Well, you don't have to use your action. You can just.
Oh.
I mean, if you want to, you can.
I mean, I assume my character has no idea what's going on.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Sure. Go ahead.
Besides they're running around.
Make a perception check.
Cool. Well, that was good. Good. 5.
Yeah. No. You don't see anything in the room out of normal other than that there's a ton of blood and body parts in here.
Okay, I walk in the room.
You do see a little bowl up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on the ground that has like it's leaking a little.
I just kind of look around. What's going on? That's my turn.
All right. That will lead us then to Singard. You saw it run out of sight to your right and then just disappear. It's
I'm gonna
gone.
move around the rock and to where I last saw it.
All right. Coming around the rock, you can definitely see it once you move out of sight.
And how far away?
That
from
was
it?
that was 5 feet.
About how far away? From
You are about 20 feet from it,
20 feet from it.
with some difficult terrain in the way.
Um,
You can walk around it, but both of these two hexes are difficult terrain.
okay, but I
Slippery.
still have 25 feet of movement that I can get to him.
Yep. So if you went 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, you could
Okay,
get straight up to
perfect.
them, or you could be one hex either direction.
Well, I'm gonna get him right there, and I'm going
right.
to just raise my long sword, and before I swing into him, I'm going to say something in giant, basically invoking something. You see my sword begin to glow.
All right.
What do you say? I speak giant.
What is the name of the god again?
Self-hit.
May Selfit take you.
All right. Go ahead and. make your
And I
attack
will
roll.
use my. Where is it?
If you're talking about Divine Smite, you don't have to use that until after you know you hit.
Right.
You can use it beforehand.
No, I was just checking real quick. So yeah, I
Okay.
will do that swing, and it is
So no glowy yet.
right.
Okay.
But if it is going to connect, and I know it's going to, I will invoke it.
All right.
18.
An 18 does hit.
All right, and I will pump a divine smite
All right.
into its little self, which deal 2. Okay, so first we will roll for the damage for the actual hit.
Yep.
This one. Oh, I can re-roll that one because. Okay.
Because of what?
The Great Weapon Master. Oh wait, no, I can't. So that's
yeah.
that's
I
a
don't think
one.
you can do that on
So-
Divine ones.
Yeah, no, I can't. 1 plus
It's also not a great weapon. It's just a longsword.
Thank you. 4. So plus 2d8 radiant. So it does 4 regular damage. And then 7 radiant damage.
All right, 7 radiant damage. Your blade comes down and connects with it, and like you hit part of its hat, and you begin to see it like foam at the teeth and in the mouth, and it starts to almost look a little rabid as you connect with it, and the holy energy releases into the creature. It's looking real pissed, but one of the things you do notice is that it does not currently have a weapon on it. But is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. So that will lead us back to the top of the turn order. Torvar, you are up.
Sweet. Do I see this thing?
Yes.
Cool. Can I get to it?
Yes, you can. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Cool. I'll move one more closer to the wall just to corner it.
All right.
Although, looking to my right, did I see anything in there? Little
Right here?
alcove there?
Yes.
What
There
do
is
I see?
currently a couple of what looks like pieces of wood jammed in place to make a makeshift cave, and there is a kid behind it right now.
Like what kind of kid?
Like a human child.
Oh, just
Like an adolescent
just
child.
a person. Okay, cool.
Probably from that family it attacked.
Sweet. Okay.
as well as a couple of dead people.
Sweet. I will, using my battle axe, go and take a swang.
All right, go ahead and make your attack rolls.
Oh, that probably misses gloriously. 7.
With a 7, yeah, that definitely misses. Anything else for your turn?
Well, considering I get to do basically nothing, no.
All right. If that is the end of your turn, it is the red cap's turn. The red cap on its turn, you notice it grabs up towards its hat, and you notice the front of the hat very much looks like a mouth, and it has like makeshift bone teeth that are sewn maybe on.
Okay.
When it reaches up towards its hat, it slips a hand underneath, and through some strange magic, you see this massive scythe, almost the size of the creature, get pulled, or not scythe, sickle, with a wicked curve on it that's currently covered in blood, come out of the hat, and it is going to start swinging on Stingard. Give me just 1 second. I just realized the music was off. All right, so it is going to make all 3 of its attacks on you.
Can you announce what you roll? Because I have abilities that I need to know that for.
It rolls a 7 on the die. All right.
For a total.
You know, I probably should have done that in a different way. What's your AC? I'll just let you know if it hits or not for this
19.
one. No, it definitely misses that. First attack. That is a 7 total.
Oof.
And a 17 total. All right. Yeah, that is the end of its attack action. Yep, okay, that's the end of its turn. It is not going to try to move because you guys are surrounding it.
Sweet.
That will lead us to Corvin's turn.
Now that I see where it is, it wouldn't happen to be the only one in here, would it?
Make a perception check again.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Asking the right questions there.
Shoot. 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
As far as you can see, it is the only one.
Okay. Cool. Then I will. To the left there, in the. Can you get the laser pointer?
Yeah.
Okay, so right here,
Yep,
is there like a little back?
there is. There is a
Opening here?
passageway back there.
Okay, could I, if there's nothing there to stab me in the behind, kind of rush behind there, and then kind of just take an overwatch?
Yeah. So you were going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 in there, 30?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
No, just right there,
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
other side of the blood that's kind of like
Yeah.
coming out of. And you do notice there's like a makeshift fountain here, kind of. It's not like there's blood like pouring off, but there are like tiny pools that are put into cups of the cave wall there that they are filled with blood. And hanging above them is currently something draining out of blood into them.
Do I know what it is?
It's flesh of some kind.
Okay.
It's like meat.
Oh, it's just
that's
like,
being-
it's just like, oh, okay.
It'd be
yeah.
like,
it's like
you know,
a sack
it'd be
of.
like if you cut a pig's neck
Yeah,
and you were
yeah,
hanging
yeah,
it upside
yeah,
down. Yeah,
yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
All right. Alrighty. That will then lead us to Singard's turn then.
Okay. I'm just going to take another swing on it, just bring it down as hard as I can on him.
All right. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Dirty 20.
30, 20 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll a damage. Wow.
Man.
5 slashing damage.
5 slashing damage? All right. Is that the end of your turn?
I'll move around to the side of him so I can see the.
All right.
Yeah.
Just remembering that if you would have done that in the first place, you do get a +2 to the hit instead of advantage.
Ah.
Just don't forget about the flanking roll. All right. Free reminder, no more of those this campaign.
Got it.
Go ahead, Torvar, then it is back to your turn.
Sweet. I'm going swing at it again.
All right.
16 to hit.
16 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Monster Hunter Slice.
So you're using your longsword, right?
Right now, yes.
Are you one-handing or two-handing?
One.
Okay,
I
that's what I
got
thought.
the shield in the other
I was
hand.
just making sure.
9 damage.
9 damage total. All right. Ooh. The creature is now bloodied. And with that, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
You see its face go from foaming to this wicked smile. Its teeth, you see, they were sharp and kind of nasty in its mouth before, and its mouth had opened up probably to its full size when it was starting to foam. Its cheeks begin to split apart and open up even further, almost going an ear-to-ear grin. And as it does so, you hear
He've eaten too many freezies.
it call out, Yeroma, grant me strength. I'm going to murder these fools. And the blood in the room begins to form tiny spikes
No, it doesn't.
all along the floor.
No, it doesn't.
Anywhere that there is blood.
No.
Yes.
This is our first dungeon.
Oh, yeah. I'm setting a tone. No. With that, it gets its first lair action.
Wow. First
Nice.
dungeon, bro.
You learned,
Oh,
didn't
come on.
you?
It's 1v3. It's fine.
Learned.
I need both of you, because you are technically, well, you're next to some blood too. I need you both, all three of you, to roll a dexterity saving throw for me.
What?
Okay.
Yes, dodge
As
the
it
blood.
uses its layer's sticky blood action.
Oh.
You said dexterity? Mm-hmm. Just straight dex.
9.
9. All right. You notice
10.
you succeed. You fail.
Oh,
16.
16. All right. So the two of you succeed your save, whereas Corvin, unfortunately, you are stuck in place. As you notice, the blood begins to form these like spikes. Some of it latches out and grabs onto like the bottoms of your boots and stuff like that. The two of you, in the middle of the fighting, notice the blood doing weird stuff and immediately start looking down at your feet and see the blood trying to like well up a little around your feet and immediately backs up a little in your space to get out of the latches of this blood. That is its lair action. It is now going to use its turn to make 3 attacks on 1 on Singard and 2 on Torvar.
Little rascal.
With a natural 20 on Singard.
Well, that'll hit.
So it is an intelligent enough creature to get the bonus. So you will immediately take 12 damage.
Ooh, cha-cha.
5 more. So you take 17 points of damage.
You're fine.
I am
right?
out.
What?
That knocks me out.
Are you below 0? Or is that even?
No, that is 1 point below 0.
All right, so you are in death saves.
Woo.
Fantastic.
And it makes 2 more attacks on Torvar. What's your AC?
18.
18.
That lucky nat 20.
Oh yeah, that's gross. A 22 to hit.
I said 18.
I know, but you said you had abilities to...
Yeah, that help other people, not me. He's dead.
That's fair. So the first attack hits, and then a total of a 15, so that does not hit. You will take...
Doesn't matter what character I play. I always get knocked down.
8 points of slashing... Oh, I'm sorry, 12 points of slashing damage.
Jesus.
Yep.
Jeez.
It's a nasty, nasty creature.
I'm bloodied. 1 hit.
As its blade cleaves through Singard's armor and like hooks around it because of that gross, very deep sickle curve, it pulls the blade out, licks it a little bit, and then turns around and faces you, Torvar, and it goes, 1. And then it starts swinging at you. It makes a slash across your chest, luckily you dodge backwards out of the way, and then it'll make another cut downward, and it hits you like on your right shoulder, just over your shield, cutting pretty deeply in. That is the end of its turn. That will lead us to Corvin's turn.
I'm stuck. I can't
You
move.
are currently stuck. You can use your action to become unstuck. The only thing is you just have no movement speed this turn.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Other than that, you're good.
I look at me being stuck in place. I smile a little. Say, huh. Good thing I don't need to move. And I point at it and cast Hex.
All right.
Bam.
So you use your bonus action, casting Hex. Go ahead and explain your Hex, because I don't think you've cast it on stream yet.
I think I did. I cast it
Go ahead
Oh,
and
yeah,
explain
I think
in
you
the
did. I
house.
think you
But I'll
did.
explain it again. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
basically, the middle horn of my 3 horns, because yes, I am a 3-horned tiefling. It's pretty weird. But the middle horn kind of glows a little bit, like this greenish, teal, bluish, arcane energy. And as I channel it forward, it kind of flows over to the little red cap, and kind of forms a little cloud above his head, and kind of
Yep.
farts magical things on him.
All right. So it is
Very descriptive.
wrapped around in little bits of teal and green.
I will say the disadvantage on ability checks would be strength.
All right. Strength ability checks are
Yes.
disadvantage.
That is my bonus action. And then for my main action, I will.
I will say it is small enough to currently have half cover from you because of that rock formation in the middle of the room.
Really?
Yeah. It is a technically small creature, and this rock formation is taller than it is.
The heck? Okay. I don't care.
It's fine. You can do it.
I can do it.
It's just a what is it, a minus to hit? I think.
Something like that. I don't know.
I'll double check for you. Go ahead.
So
Anything
yeah,
else?
and then I raise my hand up.
+2 to AC.
Okay, I raise my hand up, sort of making like a hand pistol motion,
Finger guns.
finger gun, and then I go, pew, and I shoot. and
I go,
I fire an Eldritch Blast at it.
And I
It
fire
just
and I
reminds me of
miss.
that like kid with a BB gun shooting at cans.
If you miss, you know what I have to say.
Oof.
I fired and I missed. I fired
Total
and I
of a-
missed.
Total of 14.
14 unfortunately misses. With that cover bonus. Is that the end of your turn?
Well, I can't move. So
You spent your action, can't move.
yeah, I spent a bonus action. Yeah, I'm done. I'm spent.
All right. That will lead us to Singard.
And
Have you roll a death saving throw, please?
It's a 1. However,
Yep.
that is a 16.
All right, 1 success.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right, that leads us to Torvar.
All right. Torvar is going to.
We'll say. Go ahead, continue. I'm getting a marker out.
Torvar is going to drop his shield.
All right.
And then proceed to two-hand his battle axe.
All right, you begin to two-hand your battle
Yep.
axe.
When I drop my shield, I'm gonna drop it and just kind of stand on it, so I'm not on the blood anymore.
All right.
Give me the here.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to second wind.
All right.
So I get back 6 HP. Which is not a lot. And then I will swing on
Ooh, it stuck to
Little-
your character's sword.
Psychotic Red Cap.
Be careful with
All
that.
right. I am being careful. Chill. You didn't even pay for it. Chillax.
Told you I would have.
It's fine.
That is a 19 to hit.
A 19 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh wait, that's the wrong die now. It is now this die. 6 damage.
All right. 6 points of damage.
And then I am going to action surge
All right.
and swing again.
Go ahead and roll.
Woot.
Does not have the +2 to hit anymore.
No, I know.
Get him,
Natural
Torvar.
20.
The natural 20? All right.
Get him, Torvar.
Yeah, I see that. Get him.
So that's
Automatically.
10
Yep.
plus, so that's 19 damage.
Our first of the campaign. Tell us how it happens.
I drop the shield, stand on that thing like it's a little platform, and then just come down into this thing and cleave it down the middle in half through the freaking nasty mushroom hat.
1. Right down the middle.
2.
All right. You see it just kind of like fold. And as it does, the blood in the room settles and relaxes to the ground as you have slain the red cap. However, as you watch the red cap fall to the ground, its cap cut in two, the cap melts into the blood. And as it does, on the ground, there's this darkened symbol that forms right where the hat falls off of the creature on either side. The darkened symbol isn't fully formed as they pool up together near the head of the creature and form the strange spiral horn dragonfly and cat's eye marble shape.
Cool. Just like on the ground.
Yep. Darkens the blood, burns it, and then dissolves. We are still in turn order, however.
Shit.
So, with that being the end of your turn, Torvar.
That's it.
All right. That leads us to what would be the red cap's turn, but it is no more. Corvin, it is your turn. You are no longer stuck.
Maybe I can
You
find
do
it
see
useful.
someone bleeding on the ground.
Yeah, I see Singard. Do I have enough movement to get to him? How far is he from me?
Looks.
I am out of your range.
I have
Let's see,
35 feet
5,
movement.
10,
That's
15,
beyond
20,
35 feet.
25, 30. Yeah, he's about 40 feet from you.
Should we switch away from the map?
Yeah, I don't think we need the map anymore. I mean, we can. You sprint over. 10 feet away still.
What I'll do is, instead, as a bonus action, cast Expeditious Retreat.
All right.
And so I can just dash as the bonus action.
All right. So you
On the
use your
center.
other spell slot and you...
Yeah, I just dip over to him.
All right. So you sprint across the cave, slick with blood, hop over some of the rock formations that were in your way, and just dash up very quick, unnaturally fast, over to Singard, who is currently on the ground,
Yeah.
Bleeding out.
which
then,
you will notice is bleeding kind of slow for a creature that size.
Okay. Weird. I will then use a healthy dose of moss and try and stabilize him.
All right. Do you have an herb healer's kit?
No.
All right. You're just gonna find some blood moss on the ground and
just gonna
shove it in the wound.
Stuff some
That'll
moss
be
right
nice.
into my wound. It's like, yeah, that'll stop it for now.
You want me to suck your blood instead? I can just kill you now. End the suffering before the rest of this campaign starts going. Okay, you want me to just roll a medicine check?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. 12.
You barely passed that DC.
Plus 0.
Barely passed that DC. With a 12, I will say you are stabilized. Still unconscious, but stabilized. 1 HP.
Torvar, I think the moss is working.
1 HP or 0? Just stabilize.
0. Just stabilized.
Well, you're stopping the bleeding at least.
I can't tell. There's more blood coming out the moss than there.
I will assist and actually.
Hear the person behind you now. Still.
Yeah, we know. We have someone dying.
Jeez.
All right.
I will help make sure he's not dying.
Yep.
And then turn towards the cage, I guess.
Yep. You see there's a female child, maybe 13 or 14. And there's a couple of bodies around that look like similar in facial shape.
Okay.
You could probably tell that they were other family members.
I will go over. I will
Currently just like sitting in a curled up state, kind of
I will-
doing the panic
I will
shock thing.
Stow my axe and
Alright.
my shield, and go and start ripping the boards
Alright.
away.
As you pull a board away, you notice them wince a little.
I'll just keep pulling.
All right.
until
Snaps
it's-
out board, snap out board. Looking around the rest of the bodies that are there, none of them have made it.
Once I clear away the boards, does the child look at me at all?
No, they are actually like backing up away from you into the corner. They're not making any eye contact. They are definitely afraid.
All right. I will walk up to her and just sort of crouch down and hold out my hand, and I'll just say, "Come, I'll get you out of here. It's safe now."
Hearing your words, she kind of like looks up, and because she was doing like one of these things, kind of like peeks up, looks very frantically around and sees the body of the red cap on the ground, and there's like a moment of noticing what's happening, kind of like a realization, and then she will just quietly take your hand, and
I'll pick her up.
okay, you'll pick her up and you.
I'm going to get her out of here immediately if you can
I'll take care
take care of that.
Yes, I'll take care of Singer as best as I can until you come back.
Sure. I will go out and find the two. I'm guessing they're probably still there, halflings or gnomes or whoever they were.
Yeah, one was the halfling.
Yeah.
Didn't really give a race on the other. It is a gnome female.
Okay.
Head out there. It's when you get out to them. They're currently bickering over something, and the guy is like trying to pry on a coffin's top, and he's like, "Oh God damn it! I knew this."
Just gonna stand there, hold the kid behind him, and go. You have some explaining to do.
Where did you find the child?
In your home.
In the parts of the home that I had not explored yet?
You said it was your home.
And you see the girl turn around and look at him and just.
I will walk over to the woman and drop the girl. I'm sure he's just.
Just drop her?
Yeah. But yes. No,
Damn.
I'll set her down.
Jesus.
And I'll be like, and I'll lean down and look at her and say, "Stay here. I will be right back. I need to go make sure that my friend is not dead or dying."
Yeah, she just
And I
kind
will
of
look at the two of them
silently
and
nods.
say, "Watch the child, or I'll kill you both," and walk away.
Noticing the blood. The halfling's like, mm-hmm. And you can hear them start to, the female starting to try to console the child, and the man still prying away at whatever. You make your way back over to Singard and Corvin. Are you doing anything, Corvin, in the meantime?
Yes, I'll pick up Singard so he's kind of laying against the wall, so he's not just like face flat in the dirty cave.
You will notice when you pick Singard up and set him against the wall, his eyes are wide open.
Whilst unconscious? Oh, that's
I
not
accidentally dropped
creepy
you.
at all. You're awake?
Oh. No, but- yeah, no, I leaning against the wall and just kind of, kind of just.
Oh, wait. That's why you said at 1 HP. My bad. Dang, you should have reminded me harder.
No problem.
Yeah,
That's why I thought you got that.
my bad. Nope,
Nope.
didn't get the reference.
You're good.
Still learning that. That's a new race. All right. Yeah,
New rules.
you
folks.
get thumped against a wall.
Yeah, so I leave you against the wall and then and kind of look around for a bit and then
I mean,
Remember-
if you're that close to me, you could probably see that my nose looks kind of shaven back a bit.
shave your nose.
Well, sort
Well,
of
so
like
because of the,
like
the
it's
cloak you couldn't
sunken?
see before.
yeah, like it's sunken
Oh.
and gone back.
Yeah.
Cheekbones are very sullen. But if you didn't know that he was unconscious, you assume him to be dead.
Like recently dead?
Just, no, dead. Just you would know that looks dead.
Probably a couple weeks dead.
A couple weeks dead? Okay.
Yeah.
Just without the smell, I hope.
Mm.
Oh, it's
No
there?
smell.
I don't know if we want to
It's
go
there,
over.
apparently.
I don't know if we want to go over the decomposition of corpses, but you know.
There's no
like a week
smell
or two.
coming off of him though.
Okay. Corbin is definitely looking at you like, oh God, he's dead. I thought I stopped the bleeding.
Torvin comes back into the room to that.
See Corvin crying.
I'm not crying. I'm just like, I thought I saved him.
What did you do?
Look at him. I just
Ooh.
look at him. Look at him. He's dead. At least I think so. Could have sworn I saved him.
Go over, see if I can feel a pulse.
You check for a pulse. There's no beats. And then all of a sudden,
Well, there's something there. Here, I will. Torvar digs into his. Actually, no. He has to. He takes his backpack off, and then the wooden chest that he has on the bottom opens, like from the underside. Like,
heck?
like imagine a chest opening normally, but it's like strapped upside down, and so it opens like that. And he just has a bunch of bottles like packed in there, and he takes one out with a reddish liquid, and shoves it down his throat.
all right. Is it
It's a healing potion.
you
How
take
much?
it?
Yeah.
Automatically.
I had to drink it. I'm
Yeah, I know. 10. It's 10.
Okay, so it does 10.
Yep.
And so what you see is you don't really see any movement except in the eyes, which if you've seen corpses before. Looking at his eyes, they are a milky ice. Like they are dead.
Okay.
But you just see a slight shimmer to them when you do that. And just move forward and get up.
Are you good?
Corbin, you just
Pulls the hood forward a little bit. I'm fine.
Well, you don't look fine, friend.
what the heck was that?
Thank you. And I move forward out.
You owe me a healing potion.
And I start moving towards the exit.
I heard those are pretty expensive.
It's really ridiculous. I go to buy a pack and they tell me they're not included anymore.
So you begin moving towards the exit that you already know of.
Well, I'll look around first, picking up the torch from
Yeah.
that way that we did not come from. What do I see?
There is a little, obviously on the closer wall, there is a little bit of a tunnel kind of shape that goes in. You'd have to investigate further.
Just look at them. I'll walk around the corner.
I am still mostly bloodied, and I'm sure you are too.
Nope.
Okay.
All right.
Not bloodied, but I'm
Let
hurt.
me see your hand, Torvar.
Actually, I'm not bloodied, but I am hurt.
Oh. Well, you got blood on you, so I'll take off my bracelet real quick, put it on you, and say, rub that. Just rub it.
Rub what?
He
Rub the bracelet.
wants you to rub his beads.
Rub the bracelet. There's like a big giant ovalish stone in the middle of it.
Uh-huh.
Just rub it. while it's on your hand.
Rub his stones.
I will rub his stones, I guess.
Oh my god. All right. So you rub his stones.
Yep.
Sensually. No.
I don't know about essentially.
You rub the
maybe.
stone and the dirt and grime and everything on your body just gone. Like you've just had a fresh bath.
All right. I take it off immediately.
Huh. So that's why they call it soapstone.
That's actually super useful.
Was a gift.
It was a good gift.
That was a reward for killing the creature thing. He's not getting it. It's not gonna help him anyways.
For killing this?
Well, yeah, he kind of saved us.
Oh, you're cleaning me as a reward.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it wasn't very useful. In that
Not the
fight.
weirdest reward I've gotten for finishing a job, but okay.
You finished a lot of
Ben, are you alright?
I'm fine.
I remember the bowl suddenly.
Oh my god.
And with I think Expeditions, where she's still going. I think. So.
Yeah, I think it lasts for like a
I think it's
minute?
like a minute or 10 minutes, something like
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm just gonna just zip on over to the bowl and just see what's going on.
All right, so you head up the stairs to the bowl, which is currently just filled with blood. Splashed around on the ground.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it like so?
Looks kind of like a bowl, like a stone bowl that's been carved of stone. You do notice now, however, that some of the blood is leaking out, and the stone bowl is cracked right down the middle.
Really?
Yep.
Now that I know that Singard is alive, I will be beelining it back to the kid.
Okay, so you start going right back
Yeah.
through the tunnel.
I'll now just investigate the cave in case there's anything else left
All right,
behind.
you're looking around. You will find some stuff. We'll get to that in a second. I'm going to do Torvar first. So you head back over to the kid. The female gnome is currently consoling the child, getting them to kind of like get cleaned up a little. You use some of the the bath water.
Yeah.
You see that she gives her a piece of clothing to wear that's not covered in
Yeah, I was going to ask
horribleness.
if she had something she could
as
wear.
well as a cloth, some of the cloth that was being used to dry off.
Okay.
Kind of like wrap her up because she doesn't have any winter clothing or anything on currently, and it is still winter or the end of winter. Snow is still on the ground.
Yeah.
But just quietly being there.
I'll go over and I'll help and just make sure that she's okay.
All right.
And I will ask, are you hurt anywhere? Do you need...
She just slowly nod her head no.
What's your name?
I gotta get the combat stuff off my notes. She will tell you her name is Iva.
Iva. Well, Iva, you're safe now. We'll get you back home. And as soon as we can, okay? And I will look towards the gnomish one and just say thank you.
She nods and then glares at the guy who has finally gotten the thing open at this point.
I will, I'll just stay there and wait for the others to get back. And
All right.
Sort of help comfort the kid.
The two of you, as you're exploring the cave, since you were a little more fine, you were looking towards the other
Yeah.
hole. You go that way, and you notice that the cave just goes for a while. It's a long, dark hallway. Corvin, however, when you're up and around the ritual bowl, you do notice that there's a couple of like cloth sacks up there that are like tucked into the corner of the wall. They're not like big sacks. They're like kind of like cloth bags, but not actually bags. They're just cloth wrapping something that are stuffed into the corners up there.
I will investigate.
All right. You go and you start like picking through it a little bit, and you notice hidden inside of one of them, there's something metal that's like jingling. Just shaking it a little bit. It sounds like coins.
Oh. Okay. I'll pick that up. I won't stash it away, or I'll just hold it in my hands.
All right.
And then I won't look what's inside, but I assume it's just all coins. And then
Not like the whole bag. This is just like one of the couple of them. So like as you're like messing around with it, you notice there's coins in it, whatever it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll just take all the bags.
Oh, okay. There's 4 of them. They're kind of tube shaped.
And then I will look into that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tube shaped. Yeah.
So you start unraveling the cloth.
Yeah, I
around
will
them.
unravel all of them,
You
yeah.
notice that on the inside, it looks like there's some bloody clothing, obviously torn from people. And in the very bottom of the first one you look into, after all of the clothing has been pulled out, there is a coin purse. So you pull the coin purse out, and then you begin to look in the next one. And inside of that one, there is this, as you're pulling through it, there's this sense that you probably don't want to be touching it. Just kind of coming from you. Somewhere kind of deeper inside, there's this like primal urge to not touch it momentarily. But then you continue because you're investigating, and it's just like a brief second of it, and you're like, that's weird. You open it up, and there's this chunk of silver. It's tube-shaped, maybe about 1.5 feet long. It does have a seam on it.
Okay. Is there anything else in the other 2 bags?
In the third bag, there is assorted inside 6 gold coins, as well as a ruby.
Okay.
After looking down the hallway, I'll just make my way back into the main chamber.
All right.
But coming in, I will
You see,
lay on hands myself.
Okay.
5 points.
Perfect.
Fourth one?
It's still on. Well, yeah, the
still.
ruby. The ruby is the third one, and in the last bag, you notice that there is a odd-shaped bag. As you're like pulling it out of this wrapping of cloth, you notice along the outside edge, it's got this like very finely riveted in, not riveted in, sorry, like folds, kind of along the outside handle of the. I want to say a couple of feet. Like it's a satchel. It would fit over your neck and sit on your hip. And it's got these like black threads that have been woven into it. And then you can tell it is definitely a leather of some kind bag. But these black threads that are woven into it are kind of stitched in the pattern of a horn, like a curved, almost unicorn type horn. So if you get the image of the spiral, but way more curved, almost like a rhinoceros horn. But it's sewn in across the top, and the outside of the bag, though it is made of some kind of leather, also has some kind of like hairs on one side of it. And as you're kind of like touching it, your hand like goes into the fur a little bit.
That's super weird.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I will combine the 2 coin pouches,
All right.
including the gem.
One quick thing I would have done that I forgot to say. Torvar will stab both halves of the red cap with his silver dagger.
Fair enough.
Silver short sword, sorry. Just
Yeah.
in case. Dagger to me.
But yeah, and then As for the other items, yeah, I'll just kind of collect them all together into
Okay.
one bag and then bring it out to where the group is. Well, I guess I'll go with Singard.
Alright.
Singard, I've found a few things we should discuss about what to do with.
What are they?
Well, found some items that are really weird.
I'll go over to him,
Alright.
examine him.
Yeah, and give them to you.
You see them. You're handed them, and you notice the bag. And as you're messing with the bag, your hand goes in about that deep into the, and then you pull it back out, and you're like, "Oh, that was weird. That shouldn't have happened because the bag on the other side didn't move at all."
Do I know? Like, yeah, do I have an
I mean,
idea?
you've heard of bags of holding before.
Yeah.
This does not look like a bag of holding, and it does not feel like a bag of holding, though it definitely has some kind of storage that is extra spatial.
I do not give you the money back, by the way.
I'm going to push it inside out.
The bag itself,
Mhm.
from the fur side, or are you pushing from?
From the outside of it in.
Okay, are you pushing from the leather side or the fur side?
Whichever side it's
The
not,
front,
right?
so the front face
Whichever
has the
side's the
pattern.
bottom.
The back side has the fur, so you're going to push from the bottom. So that's where some of the leather curves in. All right, so you push in and out through the bottom, and out pops a few things. The first being this tube that looks like it's a letter carrier, and it does have a lock on it. The second thing being this red crystalline structure that's about 2 feet across, and it is in the shape of a. It's got 2 spikes on either end, basically, and then a circular disc in the middle.
These are the only two things that came out of it?
Those are the 2 really big noticeable things. The other things that are in there is there's some clothing that comes out of it, and there's like a dagger and a short sword that comes out as well, and a set of chainmail
Okay.
that looks well too small for you.
Given my lack of knowledge, I'm going to assume this is a bag of holding, given what I just did. And I'm going to put everything back in it and just hang on to the bag.
All right. Corbin, let it happen.
We will discuss this later.
All right.
Let's get out of here for now.
Yes.
Agree. Do you have anything on your hip where you place the bag?
Where I've placed the bag,
Yeah, against your hip. Like anything, like belt pouches or anything?
I don't believe I have any pouches for.
Okay.
No.
I mean, you might
Maybe
for
on
coins
the
or-
opposite side for spell components.
Okay. Any weapons on your hip?
Just the little tiny dagger for me.
Right. Good to know.
Okay.
So you guys make your way back out the other direction, or are you going to explore more?
I will inform Corbin about the long tunnel that is on the opposite end.
I feel like maybe that we should leave that for the town's guard.
Very well. Let us find Torvar.
Oh, I keep the silver tube too, by the way.
Okay.
And then, yeah, when the next time when we see Torvar, I will hand him the silver tube.
What is this?
Don't know what this is, but I found it in that lair.
What does it look like?
It's like a cylinder that's silver that has a seam on it.
Is it actual silver?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Does it have any markings on it or anything?
Not on the outside.
Is it like polished?
It is fairly shiny. Yeah.
Okay. Where did you find it?
It was in a bag around that weird ritual thing it was doing. You know, pouring blood on its cap. you know?
Yep, that's the thing they do.
Yeah, so it was just in bags around there.
There was another
Those
thing.
4 bags, yeah. I have some money here that came from the bags, but I think we should give it to the girl and her family. Well, the girl from her family.
Yeah. Torvar was standing right next to the girl.
Here you go.
There you go.
There was also.
And
I'll reach into the
takes
bag.
what you're handing her.
I'll reach into the bag and pull out.
There was also this, and
Pull out the crystal thing.
Yeah, that should not have fit in the satchel. Torvar, I want you to make a history check when you see it.
All right.
So, do I have any idea what this thing is?
For you, it would be a religious check.
Okay. I will
15.
do that.
15. Unfortunately, it's not something you recognize. Though it feels familiar-ish in a
Okay.
weird way. It's not like you feel like you've seen it before, but you're not sure where, kind of thing. Not like I definitely have seen this before. I just don't remember where.
Okay. I'll make like
It's
a
more like
mental note of
it's
it.
like one of those. I think I saw this in passing.
Okay.
Yeah,
You said history or religion?
a religion for you. Do you have disadvantage or something?
No, I. It's one of my feats or one of my.
Features.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're good.
15.
15. Unfortunately, you don't recognize what this is either. It feels like it's used for some kind of ritual, is the best of your guess.
feels like a relic.
I don't know what it is. It looks familiar, but I'm not sure where I've seen it before.
We'll worry about it later.
Yeah, let's
Put it
get
back.
this girl
Put it
home.
back in the sack.
Now, I'm gonna look at the two people that were in here. What are your names?
The guy starts in, he's like, well, I believe we covered that. That doesn't matter because none of this is related to me other than the fact that I was robbing this tomb. Because
I just don't want to keep calling you dipshit. What's your name?
I'd prefer if we stayed on dipshit, honestly. I don't
Alright,
want to give
fine.
you my name. I don't want to be incriminated on any of this. I will just leave.
Dipshit C. McFuckstick.
What's your
Okay,
name?
that's a little excessive.
I will look at the woman.
But as long as you do not tell my father, I think we
I
will be
don't
fine.
care what you do with your
Um,
free time or who you do it with, though I think you could do better.
I'm
Much.
seeing that. It was a fun little tryst. My name is Valentina.
Well, thank you for helping, Valentina. And I suggest both of you go home.
Well, considering there were children somewhere in this cave tomb thing, I don't want to be here unless there's more children that need help.
Well, we don't think that there are. I will look at the girl whose name I've already forgotten,
Iva.
Iva, and say, Iva, do you know of anyone who was taken deeper into the cave that we may need to go help?
She just slowly nods her head.
The only thing on the other side of the cave was a tunnel.
That
Long.
tunnel is where we got dragged down.
Where
You
did
came
you come
through that
from?
tunnel? Do you know where it started? Okay.
Cave of some kind, hidden in some rocks.
Was it in town? Was it in the forest? Okay, well, you know how to make it back here, right?
Yeah,
All right, well,
it's not that difficult.
let's get her home, get you both home, and looking at a dipstick, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Does he have an emblem?
Sounds good to me. Are you looking for one? All right, make it a perception check.
Or does he? He is military, right?
No.
Mercenary.
Mercenary.
He's mercenary.
Yep.
Does he have any band or anything?
No. So the mercenaries don't have bands.
don't have
Only the
bands,
military
okay.
does. Military.
Also,
slash
if my
town guard.
passive picks it up, I know about mercenary groups.
Oh damn! I keep forgetting you have a high ass perception.
2.
2? Yeah. No. Unfortunately, Tristan does not see anything. You, however, do
character.
see that on the inside of one of the greaves when they were putting it on,
Mm-hmm.
there is a symbol. It is a symbol of a horse with a banner in the background, and the banner is twin snakes, kind of like rolling up together.
Do I know the name of this company?
Probably not, as it's a Fjolvard centered, or not a Fjolvard, sorry, a Dragnia centered one.
Okay.
You wouldn't be super familiar with all of them nearby. It's probably not a big name one though, because if it was a bigger name one, you would definitely know right away.
Okay.
What was the other thing?
A scroll tube that is locked.
A scroll tube. Right.
Well, I say scroll like
but it's a
it's for
parchment
paper.
tube.
Yeah, parchment tube.
All right.
All right.
Yes,
Any
we
of the rest of you doing
Head
anything?
back to town.
Sorry, I was reading something. Yeah, I think we should move back, get Iva home, or safe at the very least.
I think we should leave this to the militia. I mean, not the militia, the guardsmen.
Probably. All right, I'll pick up Iva, and well, I'll ask her, are you okay to walk, or? All
I
right.
don't have any shoes.
Well, I'll just pick her up. Then.
Okay. You pick her up and begin to carry her. It's a 2-hour walk back, so
She
You
have a
begin
weird
to-
scratching mark too.
does she? She actually does. As you're observing her arms, under some of the wraps, occasionally you see the glimpse of this actually carved-in symbol on her.
Oh,
So it was actually carved in. It's
Yes.
not like okay.
It's not one that just appeared and then disappeared.
okay. I'll hint that to
It's pretty fresh as well. I will
Torvar
mention that.
and Sigurd, just so they'd see it too. But
Torvar probably sees it, picking her up. But yeah, lead the way,
and I do, all the way back.
and we'll make sure that Valentina gets home safe as well.
All right. Valentina will travel with you to the edge of the forest, and then we'll say, well, that was an eventful morning. I will travel my own separate way from here.
We
Take
never
care.
saw you.
Thank you.
Let's stay out of caves and crypts from the future.
Yeah, I think my little trysts with dipshit, as you call him, are going to end very shortly.
Just between us, what was his name?
His name was Walenti.
Willenti. Good to know. Thank you.
He, and if you're wondering his mercenary group, it was the Poison Horse.
Knew it.
Also good to know.
Well, thank you. Should get home.
Well, just make sure this little one is back home and with people that can take care of her. And looks at all of you expectantly. And we'll call this never seen, never heard. And she will make her way away from you guys. And you will bring Iva back to town.
Bring Iva straight to Luca.
Straight to Luca. All right. So you go to Luca, knock on the door. It's at this point, Luca. It's good to see you. Are you abducting children in my town?
Rescuing children that have been abducted.
Is this... oh boy. Leave it to me to forget a name real quick.
Iva,
Is this one of the Wachowskis?
look at Iva.
She nods. Bring her in. Set her down on the floor. I will go get her brother. Well, I will send somebody to get her brother. You! Go retrieve the child from yesterday. Tell her we have found, or tell him we have found her sister. Whatever, you get what I'm saying.
All right.
I take it you took care of them then, Vedamin.
Yes. Go
Good.
get some food and water for her.
That is why you set her down inside of the mayor's house.
Also gave her a bag of, I assume, like coins.
We might want to double check that, make sure that it's actually just money in there and not, something like a, eyeball or something. You never know.
Okay.
Just saying.
Legendary curse
Iva,
item.
can I
Just
look
like
through
find
it
a
again,
finger
Iva?
of a relative, like, ah, Mom!
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez.
Her mom's
Leave
gonna
it to me to
attach
do
it.
something like that. No.
I
Do you
asked
check through
Iva
it real
for the bag back.
She'll
Yeah.
she'll hand it over to you.
And then I'll carefully go through it.
It's just coins. It's
One
assorted.
piece at a time.
Jesus.
Are you a mimic coin?
All right. While that's going on, Luca says, "There is food in the room to next to us. Help yourself. Help herself. I will go inform Valensky.
Torvar will
Sorry, Valeria.
just go and get some food then and get enough for her, and he'll just bring enough for everybody.
All right. While that is happening, Luca goes towards the far door and then opens it, goes behind it. You hear walking and some stairs and muffled conversation through the house. It's not super sound quality protection. I lost for words right now. You know what I mean.
Soundproof.
Yeah. But after that, you see a Luca come back with a half-elf woman. Skinny, kind of like average in height, kind of a wider build though, who is middle-aged and definitely more on the wealthy side, especially for this village.
Okay.
She's got this graying kind of chestnut hair that is like fades around the roots into like this really like ash gray color.
Okay.
And underneath the shirt of her dress currently is this armband that you can't quite see what color it is, but you know it's there. She has like kind of a shirt dress, so it all comes into one thing, and then some like black and maroon, so it's got these like different patterns on it. They're kind of like ferns, ivy almost. Her hair is kind of long, but it's in a bun. It's got a pin with and she has like golden brown eyes. Her dress is made of velvet too, which is kind of overly priced, especially for a village this small. But she comes down and she... So, all of you have helped save this girl and her town, and have you killed the thing that did this?
Yes.
Then on behalf of the Dragnia military and the Outer Council, I thank you for doing a service. Vedmin Torva, I am told. Good, good. I am glad you could take care of this problem for us.
Are you who to talk to about the problem?
I am. I keep all things under tabs in this town. Though Luca may not be the best guard, he is what I have to deal with. And she kind of gives him a side glance.
He's been quite helpful.
He may have been helpful, but he did not handle the situation well from the start. Otherwise, we would not need of the help of the Vedamin.
Well, quite frankly, it was almost above my pay grade.
Well,
But I think we should speak privately.
perhaps. See to it she is taking care of, Luca. And for all of the gods' sakes, if harm comes to her or her brother in the next week, I will have you court-martialed. And then follow me into the study.
I follow.
Are the two of you comrades of the Vedamin? Also Vedamin? What is... I know you.
Well, evidently he lives here and he's been following me.
He does not live here.
No, I
He
don't
shows
know.
up and
He
gets...
squats here.
Exactly.
You followed me.
I had the job out here. I don't know why the fuck you're here.
I have my reasons.
I'll follow you guys. I'm just staying next to
They
Torvar.
did help,
Good.
Well,
kind of.
if they helped, then they can come. I have rewards to give, because it sounds like you also took whatever things you found there and handed them out to the people that they would be deserved to. So, with that being said, come. She opens the door at the end of the hallway, and it's at this point that you see this like 2-story library that's in that side. It's kind of smaller, but there's a staircase that goes up to towards the back of the house and then up to the sides, and then there's doors at the top and doors at the bottom that lead into other rooms. And she just takes you in there, and there's like a couch that she's got, and she just points to it. Have a seat, and try not to get it too dirty. It's kind of expensive.
Put my hand on it. Making sure I'm not going to stick to this one.
Yeah, we're all just like,
Normal behavior? That doesn't seem like normal for civilized people.
it's been a long day.
All right. I have been informed that this creature grows from the blood of a vengeful murder. So, tell me there was a job taken care of.
The creature itself is gone. What it sprouted from initially, I don't know.
All right. I will have my men take a look.
However, I'm not sure that the normal rules apply to this particular red cap.
All right. I'm assuming you have told Luca?
No,
Tell Luca once you leave.
I will.
Luca will handle these things, and I will supervise them to make sure Luca actually does his job well, instead of hands it off to lower soldiers.
Fair enough. In my experience, red caps like to be loud as an intimidation factor. This one did not, and could somehow walk through shadow. Also, what was it that it prayed to during the fight? It was, do I remember? What was I don't remember as a person.
Euroma.
Euroma.
Yroma.
It uttered a chant or prayer to Euroma, and suddenly had the ability to control the pools of blood that were in its cave.
When you mention the word Euroma, you see there's a slight twitch under one of her eyes, and you're the only one who notices this. Almost like a irritation twitch, but your face goes back to a steely cold. Fantastic. Information that we will use to pursue. It is dead. Yes.
Yes.
That is what I was concerned about.
If there are others like it, it was tough.
Well,
There was a path in the cavern we did not explore.
and do you think 40 soldiers could be armed and thrown at its cave and kill it?
40? Probably.
Then we're fine. There is no shortage of men to throw at problems right
My
now.
guess is that was the only one there. And the girl that we saved said that the tunnel that we did not explore was the one that she came in.
All right.
So
Do we have knowledge of where this cave starts?
No, she said
She
that
said
it
the
is
forest.
somewhere out in the forest near some rocks. Again, we wanted to get her back safely
No,
before
that
we
is-
explored it.
That is the priority. That makes sense. It being out in the forest is a bit of a problem, considering nobody can track their way through the fucking thing.
Well,
but
evidently the ruins are easy to get to.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty
the-
easy.
ruins, you say?
It's the ruins that we found.
Is these the ones
he
that are
can
close?
direct it. It was
Yes,
about
the
2
one
hours.
that's about 2 hours away.
But the tunnel then leads
All right.
elsewhere.
We have documents of these ruins being there consistently, so it's good to know that we can at least get back to it. Any thing we need to be aware of in these ruins?
You may want to keep an eye on your mercenaries a little closer.
There are more spies in mercenary companies than there are mercenaries in mercenary companies.
There's a halfling dipshit that decided to try and, my guess is, desert and make the ruin into his home.
Right, well that is a problem for the military, not the military, sorry, the mercenary
It was
company.
the
Not
poison
me.
ponies or some shit.
The poison horses.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Well, whatever.
And his name was Will.
No shortage of strange names for strange people. who would want to go and explore this
Willing
godforsaken
to
forest?
something or other.
In any case,
Anyways, I think we really need to, since you have been informing me of the things you have found, discuss a reward.
sure.
I have
Yes.
some gold for you, if that will do, or we can work out something else.
Gold is fine.
Well,
A problem solved is a problem off my shoulders, and something I do not have to explain to superiors.
would you happen
So-
to have any horses that we could have?
Horses are a bit of a problem. We are in wartime right now. It would be very difficult for me to procure them, and they would be well worth over what this problem solved.
You're not the one who got
Unfortunately.
stabbed.
Well, getting stabbed is, from what I understand, part of your line of work.
It is. That's fair, though.
I can give you an exemption pass from the sword tax going around, if that would help. It's
That
not
would
something we
probably
typically
help.
write up, but it would be in place of a gold reward.
That actually would be quite helpful.
All right.
I do plan to do some traveling, and it would probably get irritating.
Given all my weapons, I will take that as well.
Well, it would be a pass for. Never mind. And you, Corvin, are you just
Maybe
coming
a
to help
house?
things out and then going back to your shack?
Actually,
Wait,
I
you have your
was-
own shack?
Yeah, I live in the forest.
Oh,
Um,
that explains a lot, actually.
no, actually, I was thinking of leaving for a while
Oh,
and going on an adventure.
well, good.
Please
It's
don't
good to
say
see
he's
that you are
coming
out
with
and
me.
about again.
Please don't say he's coming with me.
Are you saying that out loud?
It's just like muttering it under his breath.
I assume then that things have gone well for you.
I was gonna
Does
stop
the-
in town and grab some supplies and before I headed out. Probably won't be back for a while.
All right. Well,
Going anywhere in particular?
Well, now, yeah. Gotta find out what that symbol's about.
symbol?
It's the one carved onto Pavel's arm and also on
Iva.
Iva.
Ah, well. What does this symbol look like?
I'll show her the drawing I did the other day.
She immediately puts a hand to her head, and you can see there's a headache forming.
So some recognition there, I guess.
It's some stupid thing that has been going around for about a decade and a half now. Unfortunately,
Not stupid.
it's more complicated than you know. It's not stupid to you. I'm sorry. I apologize. That was a bit insensitive, given your circumstances. But it is gaining traction in places south of here. I was hoping I would not have to deal with more of it up here, but apparently we have.
What is it? I've heard a lot of conflicting information about this so far.
It is a group called the Hilig van Jeroma. What that means, we are not really sure, but what I can tell you is that they are very cryptic in every kind of communication that they deal with in outside sources, and unfortunately have this ability to coax creatures from different places to do their bidding.
So it is a group of people controlling monsters?
We do not know. It could be monsters controlling monsters. It could be people controlling monsters. It could be gods controlling monsters, for all we know. All we know is that most of the followers shout out Yeroma or this or that when they are found out, and then either kill themselves or other people around them.
Oh, it tried.
I'm sure.
I will look
As
at
soon as you said it, I got a headache. Immediately.
I could tell.
I will look at Torvar and just tap the bag.
May as well.
Well, I will have a sword tax exemption written up for you.
I reach into the bag. There's also this. Does this mean anything to you?
and she assassinates all of us and
Oh,
we're never
science.
heard from again.
Fireball.
I'm a fireballing the mercs. No,
She cuts off her own
No, I
hand,
have no idea what
sticks
this
it to her stump, and
though it
teleports
looks like
out.
it might be valuable if you can find a gem worker or something. I don't know.
Put it back in the bag.
Do with it what you will. Expensive bag. I would keep that under wraps.
You know what
Just
the bag
flick
is.
the cloak over it.
As I have other things to attend to other than just the three of you today. Anything else you can take up with Luca, and Luca will write a very detailed report and give it to me so I can overlook it when I am dealing with other state affairs.
A
So-
healing potion would be nice. Just one.
Unfortunately, they are not included in the reward. You bastard! Included in the reward.
Of course they aren't.
Leave,
All right.
please. Thank you.
Light bow and I turn to leave.
All right. And with that, the three of you exit her library office area, entertaining room, head back out into the hallway. You hear some crying. There's definite things happening in the room where the two survivors of the family are, and Luca currently consoling things. And the three of you have pretty much the rest of the day to do what you will
Okay.
before you are given your rewards.
We'll go update Luca on the things that I was told to.
All right.
I will lean in to throw out there's something else in the bag we need to deal with.
All right. And then,
Okay.
Corvin, are you doing anything?
I will do my original objective.
Start gathering supplies?
Start gathering
And
supplies for the
murder
journey.
Torvar.
For what?
I think with that, and a job well done, and a reward gained, we can call it there for the evening. We'll pick up back here next week, for those of you watching. And then the week after that, we have a week off. We are taking the fourth week of every 4 sessions off so that we can work on ourselves, stuff we need to do. But we will be back the following week preceding that. So have a good night. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And
Before we leave, I will say that our first episode is up on our YouTube channel. You can find the links here on our Twitch page. And this episode will be up on our YouTube channel probably by next Tuesday, I think is a fair amount of time for us to get things up there.
Yep. And we don't have an ETA on the podcast yet, but hopefully soon.
Yeah. So thanks everyone so much for watching, and
Have a good night.
see you
Thank
later.
you and good night.
Good night. Bye.